been plenty time that I could've died. Lucky Sonny Slim got 100 lives. Knock the rings out and I'ma fit my pinky with it. Fuck a Jada Pinkett, I get jiggy with it. You with it, then we can get it going. Talking big shit and you just a semi cola head of the state and I cannot be demoted. I put his head on the stake and make him hold it 2 out the meter. Can't say too many ways that I need her. It's a bread on the plate, she a eater. Need some bread on the plate for the feature. I'm a beast, little boy, I'm a creature. Ain't no money to make for me being tame. For I tell on myself I'm a plea insane. There's some folks in here with me, yo, keep it chain and I swear. They keep talking all around my head, I hear it all day. I hope nobody don't tell the end alright. Cause I'm a sinner to hell and then y'all wait. Gon' probably send me to hell, I need peace sign. For my shoulder, devil's on east side. Now who's stronger, man, I'm getting deep fried. But I'm colder than a white polar until I'm over. Trying to stay woke in a high full of sleepers. I can leave earth anytime, no allegiance. Fuck all these hoes on that line too egregious. Had to be real one time for the region. I cannot get peace someday. Or just a little sleep someday. I know we gon' eat someday. And the time divine, it won't be too late. Now it's a balance I've been trying to figure. In and out at times in my little feelings. My Valentine ain't want no dealings. And I can't blame you about that really. Cause ain't too much stable going on. Ain't nobody to save you on your own. I done took out a page from Rolling Stones. Advice might short the days and write the songs. Meanwhile, I'll engage in other things. Dazing off the other dreams. Another page, another ream. And I still can't explain just what I see. Maybe I went made to walk, the wings fell off. And now I'm trapped inside the thought. They birthed the flaw. Glad they brought the church to talk. Cause I need something to believe in. So make me believe. They keep talking all around my head, I hear it all day. I hope nobody don't tell the end alright. Cause I'm a sinner to hell and then y'all wait. Gon' probably send me to hell, I need peace sign. For my shoulder, devil's on east side. Now who's stronger, man, I'm getting deep fried. But I'm colder than a white polar until I'm over. Trying to stay.
Took a deal, signed another deal, post up in the hills on the real, headed for a mill, travel with me still, getting kills, all this pop appeal, got these pop stars try popping in, and they getting pop for real, I ain't tryna build, I was tryna lead a mill, getting to it, before I hopped up off the block, I was still going through it, friends doing pills, and came faster than it should've, I was Buddy Hill, shooting at a pace soon as I pull up, dropping buckets, yeah, like it's nothing. In the kitchen chopping onions, yeah. Tears falling down, underdog is finally overcoming. Cause I'm dropping buckets, hey, yeah. Like it's nothing, hey. Earn my respect and burn a budget, hey. Tears falling down, underdog is finally overcoming, baby. Yeah, I'm dropping buckets. Drop some cash for me, don't worry about my past for me. I'm driving with no gasoline, this life I live's a fantasy. Yeah, I do this for my dogs, all my day ones and my family. My life gon' live through them if I end up in any tragedies. I hope y'all understand this shit got bigger cause it had to be. I always knew I had it, but just not at this capacity. I recognize the gravity, closer to the summit, stacking chips and counting nuggets. I've been stunting, baby, cause I'm dropping buckets. Hey, yeah, like it's nothing. Hey, in the kitchen chopping onions. Hey, tears falling down, underdog is finally overcoming. Cause I'm dropping buckets. Hey, yeah, like it's nothing. Hey, earn my respect and burn a budget. Hey, tears falling down, underdog is finally overcoming, baby. Cause I'm dropping buckets. Earn my respect and burn a budget. Tears falling down, underdog is finally overcoming, baby, cause I'm dropping buckets. Took a deal, signed another deal, post up in the hills on the real, headed for a
I know I've been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding still in it, I've been counting these digits, excuse me. I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me. Lie if I do, lie if I don't. The proof is in the story, take a seat and excuse me. The crash came when the cash came. Spend it before you get it like those rookies all on draft day. For the love like it's match game. Hit the ground running, really do it for my last name. They act different when the facts change. I'm not with the tip for tag games. In my own league, I don't chase game. In my own league, I don't hang with lanes. I know I've been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding still in it, I've been counting these digits, excuse me. I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me. Lie if I do, lie if I don't. The proof is in the story, take a seat and excuse me. Now how could that be? Talking about who can be talking about me. Feeling like Stretch where I got all this reach. Feeling too blessed when I step on these beats. Now how could that be? I could beat the pressure, I could beat the 2-3. Jab, jab, hook, then I duck and I weave. It was never you, it was me versus me. I know I've been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding, still in it, I've been counting these digits, excuse me. I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me. Lie if I do, lie if I don't. The proof is in the story, take a seat and excuse me. Better up, get some, swinging for the fences, I might leave it in the sun. Every pitch a home run. Stack a couple tickets just to leave it to my son. Take it back while I be gone. Small city kid, couldn't dream a bigger one. A marathon, never run. Check the scoreboard, how I'm feeling like I won. I know I've been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding, still in it, I've been counting these digits, excuse me. I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me. Lie if I do, lie if I don't. The proof is in the story, take a seat and excuse me.
Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up. I could flip a dollar to $1 million. I don't like to brag, but I'm really on 3, 2, 1. Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up. 3, 2, 1. I don't like to brag, but I'm really on. It's a new day, days been new. Been a decade since I made it out of rent too. We some owners, baby, we don't got no rent due. My trick, but my wife, you like to trick too. Merry Christmas, hey Saint Nick. What we want, get, we on wait list. How we got here doesn't make sense. Have patience, that'll make sense. 3, 2, 1. Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up. I can flip a dial to $1 million. I don't like to brag, but I'm really on. 3, 2, 1. Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up. 3, 2, 1. I don't like to brag, but I'm really on. Picking up the slack, joining this prime way, I'm getting to the rack. I do what I want, when I want, where I want, no cap. Put in all work, now I'm getting to the back. 25-8, I got money on my mind. Live life great, but I'm always on the grind. Navy blue tank, I don't wear it for the time. Real hustler, baby, throw my rollie in the sky.
Get ready for blast off.
Ball pointing cushy, so you know it's berserk. Trevor on the mix, so you know we gon' work. I might leave in one, find a beach and go surf. I'ma ride the wave till I'm out of this earth. 3, 2, 1. Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up. I can flip a dial to $1 million. I don't like to brag, but I'm really on. 3, 2, 1. Anywhere I'm at, turn the city up. 3, 2, 1. I don't like to brag, but I'm really.
Yes, indeed. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Yeah. I like that. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's good to see y'all, man. It's good to be in the building tonight. So, guys, it's Thanksgiving week, of course. You know, and a lot of people are going to be eating things they want to eat, eating things they don't want to eat, eating their mother-in-law's bad potato salad. But y'all be careful out there in those streets, okay? Be careful out there in those streets because it's going to be a lot of overeating, a lot of drinking, a lot of things of that nature, man. And if you're drinking, man, please call Uber or something. Please don't be out driving and killing nobody because you want to go have a good time. Come on now. Come on now. Anissa, the link is at the top of the chat. Link at the top of the chat. If you guys want to join tonight, if you want to join tonight, the link is at the top of the pin to the top of the chat. Cameras must be on because if you want to stand on business, we have to see your face when you talk in business. Absolutely, 100%. All right. I also want to say this to you guys. This week is my birthday. You know, I don't really put that out there, but you know, my birthday is Thursday. So, on Thanksgiving Day. Oh, how thankful we should be. But if you want to start my birthday out great, you could definitely do that by sending a cash app. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen right now. Yeah, I'm going to shout you out too. As soon as you send it, I'll shout you out. But go ahead and hook your boy up for his birthday, man. You know, do something nice for your boy. All right. I'm going to raise $100 tonight for my birthday. So y'all call everybody and tell them to start bringing they donations over here for my birthday. Cash App is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. If you want to be on the panel, you can absolutely do that. Make sure your camera is on, and the link is at the top of the screen. All right. Send me my Cash Apps for my birthday so I can shout you guys out. Yeah. Yeah, we're going before the show's over tonight. We'll get to the $100 mark. All right. So let me go in the sanctuary, see who's in here tonight. Let's see. We got Milani in the building tonight. She said, "Good evening, everyone. Happy Tuesday." Oh, she changed that picture. She is gorgeous. Oh my God, Milani, you're gorgeous. Catelia, same thing. What's going on, Catelia? How you doing? She said, "Hi, Black Men Unfiltered Network." What's going on, Sugarfoot? All right, Catelia loves that "excuse me" at the beginning of the show. I played it particularly for her. Edward's in the building. He said, "What's up, people?" Catelia says, "Best intro in these internets." Thank you so much. I appreciate that. She said, "Here we go. Next favorite song. Let's get it." All right. She said, "Hey, this is on. This is truthful. Make sure you hit that free like button. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, and hit that cash up for your boy birthday is Thursday." All right. Let's see here. Edward Gilbert is in the building. Creation Muse. I've never seen you here before, so thank you so much for being here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button before you get out of here. If you're going to stay, we love to have you. Christian men are the standard. If living by the Bible standards, most women will probably feel like Muslim men are too strict. That is correct. Tom R. All boys schools no more being known as their pause. What is that? Piece of shit, unskilled labor. The Fed takeover with I don't know. DOE fired 100,000 black educators and subsequent incarceration. Baby mamas. Okay. All right, everybody, so they can hear me. We got Champ Talks in the building. Champ Talks, if you want to come up, man, the link is at the top of the chat, brother. We'd love to have you on the show tonight. If you want to come up, brother, we'd love to have you on the show tonight. Milani said, "Happy early birthday." Thank you so much. Kardashians and Beyonce's of the family. Are y'all ready? All right, Milani with the hearts. Yeah, Milani, that you look amazing on that picture. I don't know where you took it at, but you owe them a tip because they got you looking right. All right. So, guys, thank you for being here. Listen, I have a question for you guys. I want to spend some time with you guys before I start bringing people up. I got my boy JT in the back, and other guys may be coming later because it is the holiday week. So I'm gonna have to rock this thing out by myself, but we're gonna have some fun tonight. I have a question. I want you guys in the chat to answer this question for me. If your current boyfriend or girlfriend or current wife or husband, ex passed away, would you go to the funeral and support your husband or your wife if they wanted to go to the funeral? I want to see your comments. I want to see the comments. I want to see what you guys have to say. If your current wife or current girlfriend, ex passed away, would you go to the funeral and support her? Put a 1 in the chat if you would go to the funeral and support your current wife or husband's ex, or put a 2 in the chat if that's a hell no. Edward said he don't know until he's in that situation. Boss man said hell no. Tom said hell no. But why not, Tom? Why not, boss man? I want to know why. Why wouldn't you guys go to your ex's funeral? I mean, go to your wife's ex's funeral with her and support her while she's crying and hadn't teared up over her ex. Talk to me. Let me know why. Boss man said because his wife wouldn't be fucking going. Oh man, boss man, don't act like that. Now they shared 10 years together, 20 years together. You're not going to allow her to grieve over her man. I'm sorry, over her ex-man. Come on now. Come on now. Tom says, I would not be married to a kind of person like this. That's daddy issues. And what Gilbert up here says, it's not a coincidence that this is the topic tonight. I've been listening to the books of Enoch and other books referring to the Bible. And I was just listening to Geno Jennings when this started. All right. Tom came back again and says, okay, if that's 10 years, 20 years, I would go with her. Oh, okay. Boss man said he's going to ask her right now. Yeah. Go ask her, boss man. I want to know what she's going to say. Again, guys, if you just came in, hit the like button, subscribe button. Your boy birthday is Thursday. Hit that cash app. Let me know you love me. Hit that cash app and let me know that you love me. My birthday, R-Pain, my birthday is Thursday. Okay. So R-Pain, you got all the money. So I want $1 for every year I've been on Earth. And I've been on Earth for 41 years. On Thursday, okay? Go ask your wife, can you give me $1 for every year I've been born? Because I know you got to ask your wife, can you give me anything over $10? Y'all got to discuss it. I know that. We talked about it already. All right? I could just almost feel our pain saying this in my ear.
Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you crazy?
I can almost feel that. But the cash app is at the bottom of the screen. And hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Y'all come on in here. Come on in here. The question of the night is, and I'm going to bring up my guy R-Pain here for a second, ask him this question because it's important. I want to know. I really want to know. R-Pain?
What?
I have a question for you.
I heard the question.
Are you going to the funeral? If your wife says, you know what, baby? Baby Pain, my ex died from years ago, and it's really hurt me, and I want to go and get some closure, and I want to go to the funeral. What are you saying?
All right. So if it's just plain ex, and they don't have a kid, and I was a crash step daddy, the answer would be no, right? I wouldn't be going. And then my question would be to, what the hell are you still in contact with your ex while we're married for? That would be another thing. Now, here's the key, and this is adding parameters to what you said, and I don't think these other guys are honest. If I was stupid enough to be a stepdaddy, and one of my stepkids' father died after 10, 20 years or whatever years it was, I wouldn't really think much of my wife going to that funeral. I might not go, but it depends on what kind of relationship I have with the dude. But if it was just an ex and they didn't share a kid together, I ain't going, and neither is she. Right? Because my question would be, why are you still in contact with this motherfucker?
But what if she says, I'm not in contact with him? I had an old friend of mine call me and tell me he passed away.
Then the separation should be long enough that she don't have to go to the funeral. You don't have to go to everybody's funeral.
So you would forbid your wife from going to the funeral?
Forbid in the way you could forbid somebody. Yeah, I would tell her that I wouldn't like that, and she probably wouldn't go.
Now, let me ask you a question hypothetically. What if she did?
Anyway?
What if she went anyway?
What's the ramifications of that? You know, I can't tell you that. I mean, I'm not going to get a divorce over that, right? But I'd be really pissed, and between me and her, we'd have to have some reconciliation after that on her part. Because there ain't no shit she's going to be able to tell me. If I ask her, I would expect my wife to say, I'm not going. You know? I said at best, you could stream that shit like everybody else does. You know what I'm saying? And that's about it. But I'm just trying to be honest because it's hard to answer these hypotheticals. But if I was stupid enough to be a stepdaddy and they had a life together and a kid together, I'm not going to trip over that.
But if there's no kids involved, she's not going.
No, that's right. That's right.
But he did.
Yeah, well, but you know what? Why? That's right. Because he's dead. What the hell you need to go? What you gonna do? Go shed a tear? Pay respects to who?
Yeah. And that may be the case. Hey, baby, I want to just pay my respects to the man that I used to love.
Send a card to the church. Send a freaking card to the church. You know, send some shit. That's it.
But, hey, so okay, so let's change it a little bit. If you caught her, before she told you, you walked in and you saw your wife on the end of the bed crying profusely, and you said, "What's wrong?"
And she said, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna miss him, man. He's been begging me out on a regular basis, and I'm gonna miss that." That's why would she be crying over some motherfucker like that? You know, I mean, that would bring up different questions, right?
Yeah, I mean, but you said it wouldn't matter, you know, if what if she said, "Baby, all this stuff that I do for you, he taught me that." Because you said that, remember?
It's cool. We got a rabbit hole like a mother. Good.
Yeah, you remember you said that. You said you want to enjoy all the stuff that your wife learned from other men. So maybe that's the guy that taught her.
That's what you told me. If I learn some shit, he's your benefactor. I said, no, I ain't buying that shit. Fuck that.
Baby, you don't want to go to the funeral of a man that create these things that you like?
That's some funny shit, man. No, absolutely not. You don't believe everything else I tell you, goddamn it. So I don't believe that. Why you believe in this shit? You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. That shit ain't getting you out of this shit.
Oh, shit.
No wonder you're still sharp with all those goddamn tricks. You've been going back and getting some exercise with them motherfuckers.
Exactly.
Like, nah, man. You know what? If you find your wife crying over another dude like that,
bro.
Yeah, that's some bad mojo.
Well, before we go even further, I want to. How's your family, man? How's your wife? How's the holiday going? I know you guys are probably cooking now.
Yeah, we getting ready. We have a couple of cousins coming up, and so we're cooking. Tomorrow, I'm gonna have some stuff. I got my things I got planned. My wife is already doing her stuff, so we pretty much ready.
Okay, what y'all cooking over there?
Well, she already got the collard greens, and she got some potato salad, some rice. I got the turkey and the prime roast rib, and I have what did I call it? A seafood dressing. I'm gonna do seafood stuffing kind of thing. I'm gonna do.
Oh, okay. Is it a cold? Is it cold or hot?
It'll be hot.
Okay.
Be hot.
Now we got some people in here saying some stuff now. The boss man said, confirmed. The answer is still no with his wife. T. Wrigley said
he's a stepdad, so he's so she's. I want to go to my exes. It depends on their relationship, right?
Yeah. Rich Exotic says, tell her to go make a sandwich. Who else we got here? Milani said the least I do is send condolences to his family and friends.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's it.
T. Wriggle says, I don't know how I would feel if my wife or girlfriend cried for her past lover. Boss man said dressing or stuffing, there's a difference, Arpain.
Well, it's I wouldn't stuff anything with it, so I call it dressing, but it's a stuffing. It's a stuffing because it's gonna have like the cornmeal and all that stuff in there, incorporated. It should be good. I haven't tried it before, so it's like one of those kind of things. I'm gonna test it out on the family.
They say a lot of people get sick this time of year. I wonder why. They eat too fucking much.
Yeah. Well,
they eat too much. They stuff them fucking selves to the point where they get sick.
They ain't gonna happen with me, but I can't watch I'm waiting for the football game.
Now, also, I want to bring this to your attention before we move on. Faith Evans, the R&B singer.
Right about it. What about her?
She did a video. She did a interview, and she said the reason that she can't enjoy men now or penis now.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Is because she said when she was little she fucked mad dudes when she was a kid. Like she just had sex with a lot of guys. She enjoyed getting passed around a lot when she was a kid.
Well, she wasn't that much of a kid. It started then, but it probably lasted well within her adulthood as well.
Yep.
Well, that's the theory we always talk about. We don't want women who've been fucked out. They can't bond to nobody after a while.
Yeah, and she's a prime example. She
That's
can't
right.
bond with nobody.
Yeah. Well, it's like testosterone, right? It's the hormone. You could blow out some of those hormones.
Damn.
So if like when we hear women say, yeah, I can pull up my pants just like a man can. Well, some of them actually can do it because they've been all banged out. They don't have no feelings when they have sex with men, right? How about that chick with the 3,000 dudes?
Oh,
right? She, what the hell, man? There's nothing left. There's nothing left.
She had 3,000 men. Wait.
3,000 lovers. Well, some of them were women, but she has a body count of 3,000. She was a professional.
So could you marry her?
What you mean, can I marry her? Why would you? Of course not.
No, wait a minute. I thought it didn't matter if women got women. How many bodies a woman had?
I didn't tell you that.
You did say that. You said it shouldn't matter how many she had.
No. When did I say that?
You said we should stop talking about how many.
I said we should stop talking about it. I didn't say it doesn't matter. I said, what is there to talk about? And, if it matters to you, that's all that matters, right? It doesn't matter what we talk about.
Our pain, be honest now. If you were dating this woman and she was in love with you, and you were in love with her, and right before y'all had sex, Sparta, come on up, brother. The link is at the top of the chat.
Go ahead.
And you got in love, y'all were in love and y'all were dating, and you just fell head over heels in love with her, and she fell in love with you genuinely. And she said to you, I have something I want to share. I have slept with over 3,000 people.
Okay. All right.
What do you say then when you have a connection?
I would say, just make me 3,001 and let's keep it moving. We ain't getting married.
There you go.
We ain't get married, though. That's it. Shit, just put me in the chalkboard somewhere.
Yeah. Antoine, because you can come on up too. Guys, if you want to come up, the link is at the top of the chat. Mr. Bennett, I think I sent you the link as well.
Yeah, man, I ain't married her.
But anybody wants to come up, the link is at the top of the chat. But yeah, and your camera must be on, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get on here if you got a bonnet on or your hairline too far back, you don't want nobody to see it, just stay in the chat. But yeah, our pain said he will marry a woman with 3,000 bodies. I'm waiting on Mr. Bennett because I think Mr. Bennett would probably have the same sentiment as you.
Let's correct it right. I wouldn't marry her. I didn't say I would. I didn't say I would.
Oh, okay. So you heated.
I'd be 3,001, but we ain't getting married.
Do you think a woman like that can be married? Do you think a woman?
Listen, there's a guy who married Riley Reid. She's a perfect example of what you talk about. Riley Reid was probably one of the most prolific porn stars in the history of porn stardom.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy married her. His whole family excommunicated him. His whole family. He doesn't have no respect with none of his peers, anything when he married her. And I don't know if that's love, infatuation, or just a spell. Because I don't know how these guys can do that. Yeah. So there's examples of that. I mean, it's very rare. But guys actually, some men actually find their way to do that, I don't know how they do it. There's nothing you could do for her or to her that she hasn't done before in every orifice.
Yep. And I want to stop for a second. Thank you, Catelia. She's the first one to send me a birthday cash app. Oh, so sweet. Thank you, Tuckle. Catelia sent me $10 for my birthday. Oh, thank you, Catelia. You're so sweet, Sugarfoot. Oh, I love you to death, girl. Thank you.
How many birthdays you have, man, this year?
One, nigga. My birthday. My birthday is November the 28th, man. November the 28th. How old? Arpain.
Yes, sir.
I was born in 1983. How old were you in 1983?
Shit, man. God damn it. I was 1950. I was in my 20s, man. 25, some shit like that.
Damn. I was just coming out the womb. Damn. You
Yeah,
say Mr.
25.
Boom.
Yeah.
So thank you, Catelia. I appreciate you, baby. I'm gonna play you something real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna play you something real quick, and we'll be right back right after this. I think I'm gonna give y'all white chocolate. We ain't seen white chocolate in a minute. Here we go.
got a red room. It's the red hour when the sun sets in my bedroom. Oh, it feels like I'm inside a flower. It feels like I'm inside my eyelid. It feels like I'm inside a flower.
Oh yeah. And we got Anton in the building. What's going on, my guy?
What's going on, black man? Happy birthday. I know it's not for another couple of days, but still, I'm going to give you that shout out. R-Pain, the old man, as always, it's an honor. How you guys doing? I'm just getting off of work, so if you can't see me, I'm driving home right now as we speak. That's why.
Okay, cool. So, man, what are you going to your ex's funeral? I mean, are you going to your wife's ex's funeral?
No.
Huh?
No. Hey, my wife's ex's funeral? Why?
Because she wants to go.
Oh, please. My wife wouldn't even go to her ex's funeral.
If he dies, she says, baby, I want to go to my ex's funeral. Everything that you enjoy, this man taught me. You must allow me to pay my respects.
I got one word to say. Pukisa. That means why in Creole. Why? Like, why do you feel the need to go? Like,
because I used to be in a relationship with this man.
Oh wow! Nah, I don't know.
Well, ask him this: What if you was a stepdaddy to one of her kids with him?
Yeah,
they had the kid was around 10, 12 years old.
That's the one good thing. Like, my wife and I have kids together, so my wife and I have kids together. We don't have any kids outside of our marriage, so that's the one good thing we got. We don't have to worry about no baby mama or baby daddy drama, no crazy ex with the kids and everything else. We didn't have to worry about any of that. Thank goodness. I mean, I think that's the best thing that happened to my wife and me is that we never had to worry about that type of drama and that type of nonsense. I've seen it with my brother with his ex-wife. I've seen it with my cousin with her ex when it came to their daughter. I've seen it too many times with family and friends where sometimes it's okay and they're cool, and sometimes it's just utter nonsense. So it's like, it's just one of those things.
You breaking up real bad.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh no, we can hear you now.
Sorry about that. Were you? Okay, I'm just saying that's just something I'm glad I never had to deal with. I'm just happy, grateful, and blessed I never had to deal with that type of stuff. Thank God. Well, it sometimes.
You know what? If you had to deal with it, it would be your fault if you had to deal with that, right? If you had to deal with that,
I hear what you're saying because I allowed myself.
Let me tell you why. Because you're the one who.
Okay, I'm listening.
Right? If you ever have a stepdad, you're the one who asked her to marry you, so it wouldn't be her fault.
That's true. That's true. But the closest I got to being in that type of situation, my wife's the oldest of 10. And when my mother-in-law died, back in 2008, it was on Christmas Day. My wife had 7 brothers and sisters that were under 18. 2 of her brothers are autistic. And I was there to I was there to help them with all of them. Like, I helped take care of them. I was back. 4 of her brothers had a father, and he was never in their life when they were born. He was never in their life. And the last time her brothers saw their dad was at their mother's funeral. Other than that,
Wow, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Wow. state of the black community. I would assume they're black, right?
Melania said, well, she wouldn't be able to step foot in the funeral. In other cases, repass it. Repass it is.
Hey.
I mean,
are you guys able to hear me?
Yeah. We are now. Go ahead.
Okay. And what happened was when I got to the repass, I told my father to walk her in, and I saw the guy, and I said my piece to him. I said what I had to say to him, and basically I told him plain and simple. You went there for those boys. I was there. I was sitting next to them when their mother got sick. I was there when their mother died. You were not there. It is what it is.
Well, for me, I'm not going. She's not going. There's no reason for us to go. What you had with him was what you had with him.
Right.
And I think if you decide that you want to go and fuck up your marriage over some dead dick, then you could have that.
Okay, so what do you mean fuck up your marriage? Just the spirit of the marriage? You ain't walking out, are you?
A man's ego. A man's ego is a dangerous thing for a woman to fuck with.
I agree with that.
Yes, it is.
I agree.
Yes. I think if you go to this funeral, in the back of his mind, he gonna like, wait a minute, what this dead nigga got over my authority? Why?
Exactly.
She want to go sit up and look at this dead ass nigga, and me and her been married for 15 years. Was she fucking this nigga while we were married? Like all kind of stuff start going through your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Was she fucking this man? Was she with this man? You know, while we were together, while we were married.
Well, how do you still have tabs on the motherfucker?
Right. And then my thing is, damn, my second son, he really don't look like me.
Now you gotta start asking them questions.
Right. She buying my son a suit the same color as the family. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna test out. I'm gonna be like, no, we're not going there. And I'm about your body language. She started to get mad. Oh, hell no, you was fucking this nigga.
Not happening, man. Like,
you know, a lot of countries, they bury their wife with the husband. You know that, don't you? If the husband passed away, they'll bury her alive with the husband.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where? Medieval shit. That's a long time ago. I ain't doing that.
No.
Where?
Right now, I'm finna Google it right now for you and put it on the screen. Watch this.
Okay.
Oh, this I gotta hear.
Watch this. I'm gonna show you because we did on the show one night. Where you was?
No, I wasn't there. I don't remember this one. I mean, I know there was an ancient practice, but I don't know nobody doing it. It's got to be the most primitive fucking place in the whole world.
Yeah, burn the wife at the funeral pyre. Wow, that's an interesting sight to see.
Yeah, that's Game of Thrones shit, man.
It's called the Cyan Burial. A husband and a wife. If a husband passed away before his wife, the wife was put and buried with the husband alive. It's called the
Scythian. What 8,000 BC?
This was in Greece.
Okay, give me a year.
The last known one was in 2014 in Greece.
All right. Well, we need Grooming to come up here and talk about that one because that had to be illegal. And under the, they're still doing honor killings too, right? The Muslims.
Yep.
The daughter doesn't do it. I mean, of course, those things are not practiced by anything but rogue people, right? So I hear what you're saying.
You know what? And they said they do it in Congo too. Congo, the District of Africa.
Well, they're probably still doing the castration of women out there too.
Yep, could be. Mr. Bennett, what's going on?
What's going on?
What's good, guys?
So, Mr. Bennett, I was waiting on you to come up here, Mr. Bennett. But first, introduce the balls, the beautiful and the bold.
Well, good evening, everyone. Again, and I celebrate the bold and the beautiful, the beneficent, benevolent ball brotherhood of the BMD Network. It's good to be with the follically free this evening as we celebrate baldom. And it was also good to see my man Anton, Jersey Strong, in the house tonight. So again, shout out to all the brothers out there who are doing it clean.
All right, man. And you just fuck all us with locks.
Now peace. I'm like Charles Xavier, man. We want peaceful coexistence with the brotherhood here. No hate here. I'm like MLK, you know. Yep, Magneto was more like Malcolm X. He was like bump all them.
Man. Xavier was so much more frustrating because a lot of times people are lopping those humans' heads off, man.
Yeah.
Now I want to say this, Mr. Ben. I got a question for you. I know you probably heard the question. Are you going, if your wife was, you came home from work and your wife was at the edge of the bed crying and you said, baby, what's wrong? And she said, baby, Paul, my ex passed away and I want to go and comfort his family and be with his family and show my respects at his funeral. What are you saying to your wife?
Very circumstantial. Very circumstantial. If there were children involved, if he was an active father or participant, I can totally understand that. If she was relatively close to the family, because I've seen situations where people have split, but them family ties are still there. What was that song by that was who was that? Usher? That song that just came out. We're not good, but we're still good, or something like that. What's that song?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I mean, you could be tight with the fam and whatnot. Mom still loves you and all that kind of stuff. She just lost her son or whatever. You want to pay your respects, that kind of thing. If you have that kind of thing going on, but it was just out of whatever, y'all couldn't be there. But you guys, and I wouldn't say you guys were friendly, but certainly, again, I've known families where the mom still calls the woman because, and she wishes, man, y'all should, I wish y'all would have stayed together. I wish he didn't, y'all could have made this work. So that does happen, but again, very circumstantial in that situation.
Okay, Mr. Bennett, you broke it down a lot better than we did. Mr. Bennett, I have a video from last week that I don't think you got a chance to see. And I wanted to get your thought process on it, on where we are today. Milani said it's called Good Good by Usher, Summer Walker.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is the video, Mr. Bennett, and I want you to enlighten us on where we are today. I played this last week. I'm going to play it again. Here we go.
Accurate.
One more, you missed the last one.
Man down!
Oh man! Wow!
Man down!
I'm going to say the same thing I just said.
Is it accurate?
Conditional. If there's a father still around, look, I know any one of us, if we had sons, that would not be happening.
Okay.
It would not be happening. But I've been around boys. I literally just met a boy tonight. Now, again, bad situation. Mom and dad split, and you could definitely tell it had an impact on the kids. And just his whole demeanor, like he barely talks to you, won't look at you. He's, again, we discount the role of a father. I mean, that masculine energy that a boy needs in his development. I didn't have that. I admit I might have been that kid at the end, or near the end, because again, I was raised by my mom. For the first 14 years, I was with my mother. And there was a lot of dysfunction that was going on there. But again, I was emotionally sensitive. I was like a girl. I mean, I got teased because I was easily emotional. Folks would make me cry and cry baby. I carried a lot of that energy. And when I got with my dad, it was like a masculine boot camp. I don't know what it was. He said, you ain't this or that or whatever. He would just be in your face. My brother, he was a big, athlete. So it was my brother and my dad. And we lived together from 14 on. And it was like, look, you either sink or swim. And I'd start, sniffling and stuff like going, what, you want to cry like a girl? I mean, it was, so they kind of had to toughen me up a little bit because I was that emotional kid. But again, because I had all this feminine energy around me. So I think, and I'm not saying there's not a role for feminine energy. I think, compassion and those sort of things, I think certainly a mom can give you, but you need that masculine. You need that toughness. And some of these moms I know, some of these guys go in the NFL and whatnot, and they say, their mom, was as tough. I know what's his name, Lamar Jackson. He credits his mom for all his success and whatnot. And from out of here, she was as tough as anybody in terms of him on the field and all that, and wouldn't take any mess from him, would have you. But I just think you need that. So I think that for guys who have strong fathers and masculine fathers in the home, you're not likely going to see that because we won't necessarily allow that to happen. We'll catch that early, and we'll try our best to get that out of them. So it really depends on your how you were raised or who's raising you.
Let me ask you something, though, Mr. Bennett, about Lamar Jackson and athletes who praise their mothers. One of the things I think we discount too much is the fact that those star athletes, they've been around men for a long time. Those coaches and those influences of men, even if some of them turn out to be knuckleheads, I think those coaches, those men mattered.
No matter
how the mother was.
100. Yeah.
Definitely.
But but then you see sometimes though, again, these guys have great skill or they're just gifted athletes, but you see these guys. I was just watching some footage today. It was an old footage last year. There was this Green Bay Packer player who there was an injury. They were playing, I think, Detroit, and the player got injured, and the coach, the training staff is trying to get in, and he pushes the training guy, and gets ejected from the game. Then you see him going down the hall. They show footage of him going down the hall after the game. And he's crying. He's emotional. So there's a lot of man-childs out there.
Yeah.
Who don't have that emotional stability. Yeah, they freakish, and you got to channel that in the right direction. But I still think there's something missing there, even despite the fact that they're around men all the time. Something's missing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's that balance. They don't have that balance where the mother teaches one aspect and the father teaches the other aspect, and you learn to balance those emotions. And I think that's what it is. Like, I have a nephew. Oh God, he's 23, and he's always gotten in trouble for nonsense and everything. And the one thing I remember is his mother would always find a way to protect him from just about anything and everything. Every time his stepfather stepped in, she was like, that's my son. Every time her brother stepped in, that's my son. Every time I said something, that's my son. And you look at him now and you wonder why he has no motivation, no drive whatsoever. It's because he's always hidden behind his mother's skirt. And I told him that straight up, like, listen, I'm telling you this right now. The situation that your aunt and I are dealing with, you're going to pull your weight. If you're not going to do your part, then you don't need to be here. The fact of the matter is this. The reason why the way you are is because you get behind your mother's skirt for too damn long. Just because you came out her vagina doesn't mean she knows how to make you a man.
Right. Yeah.
And he was like he realized it. And I had to say something to my sister-in-law as well. Like, yo, you need to put a foot in his, you need to let so-and-so put a foot in his ass. You need to let your brothers put a foot in his ass. Hell, I don't have a problem putting a foot in his ass. And sometimes my wife was like, oh, you're too tough and this, that, and that. How the hell you expect me to be? You've met my parents. You know how my parents are. My parents are from the islands. Mr. Bennett can tell you that. My parents are from the islands. Where if they're mad at you, they're not going to talk to you in English. That's how pissed off my parents can get.
That patois.
That kernel comes out and everything else. And my friends were like, wait, your parents are mad? Yes, they're mad. How do you know? Because they're not talking in English. That's why. And I remember when I was dating my wife, when it came to 4 of her brothers, I told her plain and simple, I'm going to give your brothers what I got grown up. A strong black man with a foot in their ass. Now, I'm 48, grown, married with kids, and a grandson. I have a great relationship with my dad. My father's still alive. He still has his foot in my ass. My uncle, God rest his soul, he's been gone for almost 30 years. He still has his foot in my ass.
Mm.
That's how much of a role my father, my uncle, my godfather, my older cousins, because I don't have any older brothers. I got older cousins who were there. They act like my brother, who were there as my brothers. I got uncles who were there. I have my father that was always there. He's still married. Him and my mother are still together, married for 54 years. That's something that I've gotten from the day I first opened my eyes. Both my parents being there. And then you wonder why some of these dudes act the way they act. It's because you don't let us correct it. Like there's a guy at my job. He's the youngest, grew up with his mom and 5 sisters and everything else. And yeah, he calls himself a dude and everything else. But I look at some of his habits and he has some female tendencies. And I'm like, okay, that kind of makes no sense. So I just leave it alone. You know what I mean? But, and I tell this to a lot of sisters, if you're tired of finding these feminine dudes, if your ex is still around, let him play his role. If you have individuals in your family, strong male individuals that want to play a role, let them be there. Because if you're tired of these feminine dudes, let the men do their role, play their part, and do their role. Plain and simple. But sometimes these ladies think, oh, I can make him a better man than anyone. No, you can't. And I'll tell any lady this who's listening and who's watching. Just because your son came out of your vagina doesn't mean you can make him a man. Plain and simple. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
You know, and I'm glad you said that because that segues into what the title of the show is tonight. And my brother from another mother's in the building tonight. JT is in the building tonight. What's going on, my brother? What's going on? JT?
What's good, JT?
What's happening, man?
It's leading to what we're talking about tonight. If Muslim men are the standard, what are Christian men? Because a lot of people have said, you know, we've heard it before that those Muslim guys, they are strict. They're by the book. They're very, you know, they're about their business. And so I want to play this video and we go through it and break it down on what he said. So let me find it here. Where is it at? Where is it at? Hold on just a second, guys. But while I'm waiting on this, because it's still downloading for some reason, I don't know why it's slow.
So are we talking about pure Muslim men or converted Muslim men?
We're talking about. So ask the question again because I want to make sure I'm clear.
Are we talking about Muslim men from birth, or are we talking about the ones who did all the shit and got converted to Islam?
I think we're talking about both. 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 Born
right, you know there's layers to that though, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I think that, you know, I've seen the FOI.
Yeah.
Hey, when I tell you them boys they not playing no games, bro. You try some shit, you be gone. They not really playing no game. They fight. They know how. They teaching them early too, how to fight, how to get it in. You know how to protect themselves. So they getting it in. Hold on. All right, I got it, guys. It's ready. Let's see. Pull it up. We're gonna break it down. Let's listen to this guy right here.
Because I love to see the brothers of the nation because I always look at them an example of real men. I spoke about this. I told Tiffany Montgomery, she came on last week. I told her you was coming on this show, and I wanted to have this conversation with you in particular because I knew you was coming, because I've always had a ton of reverence for the strength and courage I feel like those brothers resemble. And I think y'all do a really good job cultivating men that resemble strength, just strength and masculinity as a man. And I'm gonna be honest, I was in the church, you know, I've been in the church these past few years, and my Christian brothers in the church in particular, not all Christian, but I'm talking about in churches in particular, they just don't seem to have that same masculine aura that I feel on my brothers in the nation. Why do you feel like the brothers in the nation might just have a much denser masculine being versus the brothers over in the Christian churches? Why is that?
Well, it is.
Now, I want to ask you guys that question first. That question that he just asked. Why do you feel like there's a difference between the Christian church men and the men of the nation? Any one of y'all can.
I'll be honest.
Well, for me,
before we get his answer, go ahead.
I can. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. My answer. I'll be honest. I've never really been in a Christian church per se. I mean, I'll be honest. I never grew up in a black church. I never really attended a black church, so it's kind of harder for me to give that opinion. But the one thing I will respect about the nation, and I remember some time ago, I was in college and I knew someone who was a member of the nation. It's that discipline. It's that striving towards perfection. It's about leading by example. You're telling other brothers, this is how you can be. This is who you are. This is what you're supposed to be about. And they live it. They don't just talk it. They live it in every simple way. It's like they are willing to do whatever it takes to become a better version of who they once were. That's the one thing I respect about the nation. And because a lot of the brothers that either were born into it, and some brothers that I know that became members and who are part of it, it taught them to be better than who they were before they went into the nation. And that's the one thing I've always respected about them. They're willing to put in the work and the time and the effort to become better than who they were before the nation.
Let me jump in, Anton. The number one reason why the nation is the way it is, they didn't let the women control what they did. Women had their place. Men had their leadership, and they didn't relinquish that shit. So so they believed in the pecking order, you know, God, man, woman, and they stuck by that. They didn't let emotionalism and those kind of things corrupt what they were trying to teach, because women who were part of the nation understood their place as well. And the men didn't let the women usurp the leadership. And I think one of the things that happened in the regular church is that they just became so liberal, they lost their way. So the old nation, they didn't, you know, even though they had their issues with the Islam because it was under Elijah Muhammad, the discipline was still there, because those are the things they had in common with the greater Islam. Men had the leadership role, and they didn't relinquish it under any circumstance.
Mr. Bennett?
Well, this is, you know, I want to be careful in what I say here, because obviously I went to college with several members. Shout out to my 100 Black Men brothers. Many of them were Nation of Islam. They were also 5%ers. So we, you know, certainly as an organization, we certainly had respect for anyone's religion or religious views or what have you, and that we just made a decision. We were going to never make that a point of contention. So if I have anything to say about the nation or the way they do things or what have you, it is not by any means trying to be disrespectful. But I just think that a couple things. I think ultimately it boils down to philosophy on what they preach or what their tenets are in terms of what a man is supposed to be, even down to who man is. They have a very different theology in terms of how black men got started, how white men got started. I mean, their whole theology is based on something that teaches a different story about a particular branch of people, black people. And so that is going to dictate then how they decide to carry themselves. Another thing is also in terms of where a lot of their membership draws from. A lot of it is, so to our Payne's point, it's not like guys, who grew up in it. A lot of guys coming out of prison, and we all know about Malcolm X. We all know about guys who, when you're at your bottom and you find something that you can embrace that's going to give you that structure that you never had because of the brokenness of your situation growing up, then yeah, a lot of times you're going to be loyal to that. But having said that, I mean, there's a lot of guys, who branched off. It's not like I've tried to look over time, like how many members of the nation are there, and I can't get a straight number. And I don't know if they don't want to, I say publicize that, but it's not like you had these brothers left the church and joined the nation. The numbers don't necessarily support it. 35,000, 40,000. Then no one could put a bullseye on the numbers. So there's definitely a turnover rate where guys go, or a lot of those guys convert to traditional Islam. Guys leave and become. I mean, Muhammad Ali left. Certainly, when Elijah Muhammad, rest in peace, when he left, his son went Orthodox.
Well, that's just right.
So again, it's not a foolproof, but this isn't new. I mean, I think that you have a lot of religious organizations that are very strict. Geno Jennings is actually strict. If you read his doctrine, they're stricter than the nation. So this idea of, why Christians aren't, it depends on what flavor of Christianity that you're talking about. You got liberal, you got conservative, you got, we sort of run the gamut. So I don't think there's necessarily one flavor of Christianity that you're necessarily talking about. But certainly for guys who, again, if you found yourself in any kind of organization or whatever that taught this idea of a strong, positive, masculine image, I think you would do well there. But they have a way, like I said, certainly, and I give them credit for that. I give them all the credit in the world, especially for what they've been able to do for many brothers, including Malcolm, for what they've been able to do. But even he had to leave. And I don't want to get into why he left and all that controversy that went with it. Mm-hmm. But there's a story there.
Yep.
So I appreciate the image. I appreciate the look. But I'm just not sure that, if we're saying that guys need to kind of go in that direction, I don't know. A lot of religious, strict organizations, they want to, narrow you in. How you look, how you dress. You want the white shirt and the white shirt and black tie and black pants. You see a lot of these religious groups, they all look alike and all this kind of stuff, to create a form of uniformity. But a lot of times that then boils down to a form of control. And the way I view Christianity, I'm a little bit different in that I look at Christianity less as a group. More so, it's an individual path. Now, we got some common beliefs, and even those, you can't get two Christians seem to these days agree on anything.
Right.
But there should be some commonality that binds us as such, but it's an individual path that you go on in terms of you becoming a more, conformed in the image of Christ, so to speak. That journey is yours, and it may look different to different people. But when I see groups that try to, have this image of what you're supposed to be, me personally, I've seen that. I've seen different groups that try to do that stuff, and I'm not going to use any disparaging words about anybody, but I've seen people who do that, and I tend to kind of go away from that. But there's no doubt that they have been an impactful part in the black community, and certainly they've served in many instances as well, especially in Chicago. But I haven't seen the great migration to the nation, especially after the Million Man March, which I was at. The first one I was at, and I thought that for me, in hindsight, I thought that was a missed opportunity for mobilization, for the things that we want, because it's 30 years later and we're still talking about the same stuff that we were talking about in 1994 and 95.
Yeah.
So there's some gaps there. So I don't want to paint them as the symbol, the image of what a black man should be. but I give them credit for serving the role that they have over that time. So like I said, I want to be as respectful as possible, but I do have my issues. But you could have my issues, we got issues also. Yeah, I was there. That was one of the greatest feelings and ensembles, being in that place with so many brothers. You didn't have to worry about stuff going off. Guys were peaceful. I mean, it was the sea of humanity that was there was just incredible. But then after it was over, it was over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At a time when we had the nation, the United States, captive for a day, and it didn't go from there with anything. And because I don't think that'll ever happen. They tried to do one 10 years later or 20 years later, or whatever. They tried to do another one.
I was at that one,
and it was a fraction of what it was.
Yeah, it was
nothing. So again,
that wasn't the Million Man March. That was not what that was intended for. It was not what it was intended for in 1994?
95.
95, right? I just came back to the States, and we had a lot of brothers that was coming. That was a great time, Mr. Bennett. That was a dope time.
Wonderful
for us. And I'm on the same page as you. There was a time where we fumbled the ball. We fumbled it, right? And what we were supposed to have been doing was getting it back together 25 years later, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to BMU's question, and this is just me, I think that my man lost the translation.
Wait a minute.
Uncle Jeff, what's happening? What I really think is that the Muslim community, what they push is to be led with principle.
Mm-hmm.
It's to be able to push principles. So therefore, you can actually push standards, right?
Right.
You can be able to live what it is that you are actually preaching. And one of the biggest things is that the conformity to what principles are. One of the reasons why I'm not myself personally, I don't claim to be a religion, is for the simple fact that I take the principles from everything that I learned from each and every domination that I study, right? And I just use that as to be a better person. And I try to go for great. Get what I'm saying? I may not make great. I may not be on that great path, but I'm there trying to get to that. And I think that's what the Nation of Islam is about. It's about building. It's just like, when you look at 5%ers, right? You got a lot of people that would claim to be 5%ers, just like you got a lot of people that claim to be from the fruit or the nation, right? But do they actually go by each principle by the letter? Very few of them do. That's why when you do see a, what's his name? The one that you just named? Jennings, right?
Yeah,
Gino, right? The reason why a lot of these Christians can't deal with that type of a person is because he strives to be righteous, right? But we already know that being a human being, that you're always going to be fallen. You're always going to be flawed, right? But at the end of the day, that man calls a lot of shit out. You would think that he's from either the nation or the fruit of Islam, because he takes the Bible literal. I was, a couple of years ago, I thought that it was always supposed to be figuratively, right? I've heard a lot of Christians say that. The Bible is meant to be taken figuratively, not literally. But then I hear people from, the Muslim, Islam community, and then I hear people coming from even the what's the other brothers? The
Israelites.
Israelites. What do they say? We take the Bible, we take it literally. I'm trying to find my way. And the only thing I'm trying to do is find my way to righteousness, man. Do I have to be a Christian? Do I have to be a Muslim? Do I have to be an Israelite to be able to find the principles that's in there?
Give me a Mac download.
I don't think so.
Well, you need a Mac. You got Apple phones.
You got the yeah.
I got him.
So
yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna play the rest of the video.
I'm gonna end it from here. So to answer your question, black man, is to, be led in principle. Is to be led so you can be on the path of righteousness. That's where I'm looking at. And I ended there, brother. What's going on, Loss?
Good to see you, my brother. How you doing, brother?
Blessings, brother. Good to see you.
All right, so I'm gonna play the rest of the video, and then I'm gonna let everybody else that came in respond. Shout out to Uncle Jeff is in the building. He'll be back up in a second. Our Payne is still here. He had to go scratch his feet, and so he'll be back in a second. All right, so let me play.
You suck.
People, most religion has been watered down in a way that it is taught as a coping mechanism, not a conquering mechanism.
Hold
so
on.
most people that
you gotta say that again, brother.
Shit.
I'm gonna let him have it. I'm gonna pause it in a minute, but damn. Yeah, he cooking.
So most people that
you gotta say that again, brother, because that was kind of crazy.
Most religion, unfortunately, has been watered down, where it is taught as a coping mechanism, not a conquering mechanism. So whenever the modus operandi of the teaching is to cope with a world, not conquer a world, then you spend too much time and energy on the softer side of Christ and the softer side of scripture, and not enough time in the militant and the warrior and the revolutionary side of Christ and of the scripture. But I mean, maybe I'm reading it wrong, but I'll see something in Ezekiel 37, I think it is, where the Son of Man was speaking to some bones in a valley, and the bones were shaking and rattling, but they wouldn't follow the command. And the command of the Son of Man was he wanted them to unite and stand up. And so the Son of Man went to the Lord and told the Lord that I've been speaking to the bones day and night. They have shook, they've rattled, but they have not united nor stood up. And then the Lord said to the Son of Man, well, stop speaking to the bones and start speaking to the winds, and let the winds whip them into shape. Now, this is what I'm saying. This is the interesting part. Now, whenever the winds began to blow on these bones in the valley, it says, and they stood up and became an exceedingly great army. Not an exceedingly great choir, an exceedingly great army. This sounds like God and Jesus are interested in making soldiers for Christ. It sounds like that this is about conquering the world, not coping with the world. So unfortunately, the softer side, the compassionate, merciful side of Jesus is taught too much, and they don't teach the revolutionary Black Messiah enough, because if they did, you would know that to be Christ-like is more than just being forgiving and compassionate. It's also being one that challenges injustice wherever you find it, and is the supreme manifestation of the masculine, gender-specific commands from God to men laid out in the scripture. And that's the difference. Islam puts a heavy emphasis on developing the conquering mind, not a coping mind. Islam, therefore, taps into the natural militant propensity and the nature of men. And we say it like this: men sharpen men, like steel sharpens steel. When we invite brothers to the cause, look at what our command is. Make all men and boys join the FOI, and look, train them fast and make them brave fighters, willing to give their lives at any time for Allah's sake and righteousness. So we take pride in being soldiers for God, soldiers for Christ, warriors for our people. That is what we take pride in. And because of that, we nurse heavily from the revolutionary militant side of Scripture, in addition to the compassionate, the merciful, and the forgiving side, so that man becomes a well-rounded man, not a soft man that doesn't live up to those militant masculine traits God gave us.
How about that?
That, let me tell you, that's so.
All right, guys, what are your thoughts? We take this down, get y'all thoughts, and we'll get back to the rest of the video after that. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, well, hey, fellas, and long time. Good to be up here with Mr. Bennett and BMU. I haven't seen you guys in a minute on the panel. I had to push back a little bit on what Brother Bennett was discussing about the nation, being that I'm I don't know, did you tell me you were from Chicago, Mr. Bennett? Did I get you?
No, sir.
Okay,
No,
that's somebody else I'm thinking about. Well, being born and raised in Chicago, bruh, I got real trained, real hard-nosed killers that I have seen firsthand the Nation of Islam 180 degrees turnaround because of where I grew up and when. So it's hard for me personally. I think, and again, this is just me. I think next to crack and integration and the handgun, nothing has hurt Black people worse in this country in the past 250 years than the King James Version of the Bible. Nothing. It has made them passive. It has made them submissive. And mostly it's made them confused. They're so confused that if you spit out the word pagan, they go straight to the devil, when there was a civil rights leader who wrote that the Bible owes most of its existence to paganism. That civil rights leader's name was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Mm-hmm.
There is no slave version of the Quran. There is no, we're going to have to call out, if we're going to discuss religion, we're going to have to call out onto the carpet the part of what we know about God and where we got it from as a people. If your slave master was a Buddhist, you would have been a Buddhist. Nobody wants to deal with that part. Nobody wants to deal with what came before 5,500 years ago, which if you follow the King James Version or any version that starts with "in the beginning" and ends with "Christ Jesus be with you all" and has 66 books in it, any of those and any offshoot of them roughly says the earth is 5,500 years old. You take one trip out of here, take one trip that involves a passport, and you can figure out that's wrong. There are two things that aren't in any Bible: white people and original thoughts. None. Everything in there is taken from, every word is taken from somewhere else and put together for a specific purpose. And we never ever look at that. I think what happens is people go looking for God and find religion. You go looking for God, and instead of looking for good, what leads you to good? And I don't think, my grandmother, that's how I found out about Jesus. I was carried in church. And I don't think my grandmother lied to me. She didn't. But somebody lied to whoever lied to whoever lied to whoever lied to her. Somebody did. And it's not that hard to find. It's just uncomfortable when we've been told that the true religions of our people are evil when they're actually being used against us. And these are conversations that are uncomfortable, but and I don't think Black people over a certain age are even, most of them, equipped to have this question, to have this conversation. It is the younger Black people who are having this question. This is why the 20th century version of the Black church is eroding, it's crumbling, and nothing could be better for us because of how it's crippled us. So I'm sorry, I can't put in the same boat or even compare Black Christians to the Black Muslims I know. I can't. I'm sorry.
But Brother Jeff, I'm a little bit confused. You say you're pushing back. What did I say that you're pushing back on? Because I didn't utter any of those things.
Okay. Well, one, your concept about the Nation of Islam, and I am not a member. I just have a lot of, if it wasn't for earrings, weed, and cussing, I would be. Everything else I'm good with. But your concept that you step away from uniformity, that your issue with Islam is uniformity. But again, I can have it wrong. That's what I heard. But
I was speaking about religion generally, about conformity. So I use them as an example, but I can use Mormons. I can use any religion that limits where you have people look the same, dress the same, act the same. A lot of times that's usually used as a form of control. Now, I'm just saying that's an observation more so than a critique.
Sure.
But I'm saying, oftentimes when you see that, again, me personally, I pull away from that because, again, the way I look at my faith is one as an individual journey.
Sure.
I'm not constricted to say I have to necessarily believe. You talked about people believing that the earth is 5,500 years old. I do not. And I know a lot of Christians who do not. So there's Christians that believe that the universe is billions of years old, and you have those young earthers who believe that it's less than 10,000 years old. Okay. There's differences there, but again, none of those things define me in terms of my relationship with God. So again, I'm not going to pin myself to a group of theologies that are going to limit my ability to think outside the box. And I'm saying any religion that does that, for me, is uncomfortable. But again, for others who've embraced it and it's done them good, I have no claim, because that's why I praise the Nation of Islam for what they've done, especially for brothers who are coming out of prisons and whatnot, especially what they've done to turn guys around. I salute them for that. I have brothers who I love, who are in the nation, who've been leaders in the nation, who certainly helped me when I was in college. So I have high respect and regard. We brought Farrakhan to Rutgers. So we again, it's not about saying this is wrong and that is not. I'm just saying, my thing was, if the question tonight is their model, is that the solution for Black people and Black men in particular? I'm saying not necessarily, because anyone, if you could be groomed and trained up in masculine energy, how to be a man, that can come from all different places, but it doesn't have to be. And you don't see a lot of brothers converting to the nation, and certainly not in large numbers.
Well, they're not. Well, neither one of those is proof of efficacy. Number one, or number two, you're not going to see a bunch, especially now. I think that's what we're looking for. We're looking to try to save a bunch of people that's gone. Number three, if I had to tell a young man fresh out of prison, fresh out of high school, fresh out of college, that it had no direction, the last place rather, that I would send him to would be a Black Christian church. The first place I would send him to would be a mosque. Because of the Muslims I know, as opposed to the Christians I know, You got to search far and wide to find an ignorant Muslim.
Can we be a little bit more specific, though? Because, again, you're talking about the Nation of Islam.
Yes.
And then you're also talking about Muslims. Now, again, there are Muslims, Orthodox Muslims, who reject the Nation of Islam in all its forms. So when you talk about going to a mosque, what are we specifically talking about?
Okay, let me be clear. I'm talking about the one that makes you wear suits and makes you sell final calls and bean pies in the hot sun with a bow tie and whatever that is.
So to be clear, you're saying that you would send a black man to a Nation of Islam mosque, not a Sunni mosque, not an Orthodox Islamic mosque.
Sure, because I don't know, because again, my knowledge is limited and I don't know about a Sunni mosque or an Orthodox mosque. I know about Temple Number 7 in Chicago. I know about Mosque Mariam in Chicago. I know that I have cousins and friends who were cold, hard killers that are not now. I know that there is a sub-economy in Chicago that still thrives and it belongs to the nation. I know that if I were ever to need security for my family, I'm calling the fruit, bruh. I know that. I know I'm not calling on no deacons from West Angeles. I know that.
100, yeah.
So for me, none of them are perfect because they have human politics in all of them. The human element is in all of them. But your best chance at goodness and a true knowledge of self does not come from those who speak at anything that says missionary Baptist, any kind of Baptist, any church you can walk into and find Jesus hanging on a cross and a Christmas tree in a couple of weeks is full of shit. Because Jeremiah 10:3 is very clear that that's not what you're supposed to do. Very clear. So that is the last place that I would send a young black male. But I would definitely, without hesitation, send him to the nation. Why not? Why? Because they have results that black Christians don't have.
All right. Lost in translation?
If I may. The biggest difference between the nation and other religions is that they believe in submission to authority.
Come on, bro.
And I'm gonna explain it to you like this: you can't build an army without recognizing or listening to your leader. I think that is the biggest difference. One thing I notice about men is that for some strange reason, we have a reluctance to submission and a reluctance to being obedient to God. And until we regulate that, until we actually reconcile that, that is going to be a situation that we're going to struggle, because I put it to like this: you can't ask for submission from your women when you haven't submitted yourself unto God. Nobody's going to believe you. You see what I'm saying? It's hard for you to believe. Every time you look at a rebel-minded man, you know, I'll show you somebody with no direction. But if you deal with somebody who's submitted to authority, which is God, and God is the author of order and not of confusion, you know, you're going to see a different result. And I think a lot of times I see a lot of men struggle is because they're too busy looking on the other side of the path instead of walking the path that's in front of them. You know, the Bible says narrow is the path. And for some strange reason, we like to get distracted. And we focus on the wrong things. We worry about who likes us, and we worry about what the rest of the world thinks about us. If you're busy focusing on God, you don't have time to worry about what the rest of the world is doing. If you're busy doing what you want to do, doing and paying attention to what God says do, then you don't have to worry about who's following you. You know, your results will speak for itself because you'll have inside knowledge from God on what to do. It'll be like nothing that is formed shall prosper, because you have somebody who has eyes in the skies and who can see things that you don't see. Belief is a very important part of religion. If your belief is shaky, then your actions will be shaky. You see what I'm saying? So that's one of the things. And also, you have to have trust. You know, that's the foundation of any relationship, whether it be with man, God, or your brothers or whatever else. You got to have some type of trust between each other. You know, me and Black Man talk about this all the time, man. Who can you trust?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, who can you trust? I tell them, you can trust me. I don't care what nobody else says or does. You can trust me. You know what I'm saying? Because I know who I'm submitted to. And as long as the mission is clear, then we're going to be fine. I told you a long time ago, I said, there's a few things I'd like to change around here, but you know, we'll get to that later. And as a result, you know, things start to shake apart. And I was like, oh, see, I told you. I can see things way before it starts to happen for a reason. You know, all I have to do is tell you, be patient, and things will change. You know, it's all about who you plugged into, who you dialed into. You know, you have to study and show yourself approved. No matter what the world says, no matter what the world does, you as an individual have to be consistent. Now, sometimes there will be situations where your teacher may not even know what they're supposed to be doing. However, if you're plugged into God and you can actually see what God is trying to do for you through them, whether you understand the mission or not, you're still submitted to the mission. And I think that is the issue. I think a lot of times, man, people don't understand is that you have to be able to submit to someone greater than yourself. Even Jesus himself had to submit to the Father. He was like, if you can just take this cup away from me, you know, that'll be good. If it be your will. You see what I'm saying? If it be your will, not mine, because he already told God, hey, I don't want to do this, you know, but if it be your will. And Black Man, I tell you, what's my slogan? Obedience is what? Better than what?
Better than sacrifice.
Better than sacrifice. You know? You can't get bogged down, gentlemen, into the minutia of the world. You know? It's one of those situations where you get distracted by what you see. And that's the reason why we have to walk by faith and not by sight.
Now, I want to do this. So, welcome, Coach Ferg, to the show, man. What's going on, my guy? Good to see you, my brother.
What's happening, Ferg?
So I'm going to play the rest of the video, then we'll come back in and get everybody else's opinion on everything in its totality.
Word.
All right? Here we go.
Brother Muhammad, we got to get you in person in Atlanta, because I
just want to hug him.
Yeah, exactly. Even the shift in mindset to even viewing Jesus as a revolutionary.
Yes,
you can identify with that as a man so quickly.
Yes,
Jesus was about their life.
About that life.
I mean, when he came to the temple and the money changers was in there selling goods, and instead of paying attention to the word, he took and flipped the money changers' tables over. That's what Jesus did on the last mission. You know, Jesus, according to the scripture, he made 1,900 statements on 200 different subjects. He gave 171 commands out to the people, put his disciples on 41 missions, and performed 40 miracles in the scripture. And on the last of them 41 missions, the scripture says that he told the disciples, on this day, whatever possessions you have, trade them in or sell them. All I need you to bring with you for this final assignment is your money belt and a sword.
Grab your strap.
Grab your strap.
It's telling you, look, we're gonna need some chips to be able to buy some stuff and to pay for some stuff, but we're getting ready to go to war. So that is what we used to sing when I was in church. Onward, Christian soldiers. You know, that I don't understand how we got into this milquetoast, sissified, punctified expression of Jesus and God when the scripture does not support that. Moses Moses killed a man. Yeah, everybody, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we listen.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Moses had a felony and still was a prophet. According to the scripture, it says that his brethren, natural blood brethren, a Hebrew was fighting an Egyptian, and he took the side of the Hebrew, and it says that he hit the Egyptian, and the Egyptian died.
Whooped his ass.
That's it.
Beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. So I mean,
I don't want to go first, but let me just say this real quick. It is amazing how the brothers know the Bible better than Christians.
Man, hey, I said, boy, I used to say it all when I used to hear Louis Farrakhan speak. That man know that Bible from front to back, bro, better than some preachers. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, it really is. I've heard that man speak. I've heard him speak live. I've seen grown ass men crying when this man is speaking, bro. I went to the last Million Man March, man, and them men was out there, had tears coming in their eyes. That man was just, I mean, he just, man, hell of a speaker, bro. Oh my God. But go ahead. Coach Ferg, I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother. I'm gonna let you get
What's up, man? How y'all doing, man?
Yeah, good to see you.
I got a unique story within all of this. My grandfather was a pastor of 2 churches for 40 years of my life.
Wow.
My father hated religion. My father was the hardest working dude I knew. Had a family, raised 9 of us. Well, 7 kids, everybody. We had 2 cars. We was poor. My daddy was a regular dude. He ain't humble as hell. But when I used to think about Christianity as a young kid, I used to think like it's like, man, it's teaching me not to really be, go out and see the world.
A man.
So once I realized it, I used to this church about 12 o'clock. Me and my cousins go walk, travel through the city, getting into little dumb stuff, going to the stockyard, riding bulls and helping the man unload the truck of pigs.
Now 24.
You know what I'm saying? And then as I got a little older and I went to see a Muhammad Ali speech, he came in town and gave a speech. And his speech, was coming from the Muslim point of view, those guys' point of view. So ever since that day, I remember I was probably about 10 or 12. I started to look at just the world different, places I wanted to go, things I wanted to do. People became less important to me. I didn't focus on what people thought about me. Again, I'm light skinned. I'm a light skinned. I'm a white boy. I'm old yellow, high yellow, mellow yellow. I'm getting all of those things, and I used it as motivation. And then when I just started to understand as I got older and saw how my father moved and my grandfather, he hardly came to town. He hardly talked to me. You know what I'm saying? I played football and basketball. I don't think he came to a game. But I didn't hold that against him, because once I started to understand that religion and see how people were a lot of them become timid, a lot of them become acceptance of just mediocrity in a sense. They look at things from a defeater's mindset. And then once I started to understand the Islamic, because Brother Jeff, my son went to the temple on 73rd when he was in the 6th grade.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell y'all something like this. They teach so much discipline at that stage, man. Those guys being there young, stepping, man. They putting they stepping and saluting, man, on so much goodness, man. 8 o'clock in the morning, right? But listen, if you ain't had a bean pie, try one before you leave here. It'll change your life. But
come on,
just in those, the religions, like he said, I truly believe that, from the Quran, man, it teaches from a protective warrior spirit. Like, it's like, you don't submit to difficulty. You don't submit to lack thereof. You find a way to make it happen. But I think even with that in Christianity, they both have their man involvement, where the man becomes, and that's why I think for individual, nobody can tell me how to live under understanding of being righteous. I respect all of y'all, but none of y'all can say this is how you do it. Now, what you can do is give me nuggets that I could add to what I don't. But I can't say, okay, I'm gonna follow him and just focus on his ideology. And I wouldn't expect no man to focus on my ideology, because I want a man to think individual for himself, you know. But when we have a chance to sort of barter, then we could come together despite our difference of who like the Lakers and the Steelers and, you know, the Jets. When it comes to sort of protecting the family and the community, I think we stand together. It's every man for each other in that sense. Because I think, you know, I don't get caught up in what people say I do and all this crazy. But I think about how I am now, and I have to protect what I have for my family. And like JT always say, it's not for me, it's for those that are coming up behind me. But at the same time, my life is still amongst other men around the world too. I'm not just, you know what I'm saying? So I can communicate and network and process with Asians, Hispanics, white, Muslims, Ukrainians, Yugoslavians. All of those men exist, and I have to be able to exist with them and understand if I walk in my righteous spirit, my life goes well. When I was younger, you know, I tried to do my little shit on the side. I used to see it coming like this ain't gonna turn out good. And now I try to, I'm not gonna make a mistake I did at 30, at 28. You know, I stay away from that. And I don't need to be around people who sort of move in that capacity.
Word.
You know, I can still speak to you, what's up, see you at the game or something, you know, but we ain't gonna break too much bread together, because that's wasting time in life right now. So yeah, salute to everybody who understand it, man. It gets better. So
yeah. Have you guys, this is just a question to the guys on the panel. Have you ever seen a gay Muslim? Anybody? Have you ever seen anybody to self-proclaim themselves as a gay Muslim?
Sure.
Anybody? Raise your hand
Sure.
if you've seen a gay Muslim.
But the difference, but whether or not they're acknowledged or not, that's a totally different story. But yeah, you have gay movements who you know, people, individuals who do that all the time, or any religion, quite frankly.
What's the question? Have I seen what now?
So, Brother Benny, you think brothers are hiding the fact that they may live that lifestyle if they Muslim?
Any, if you're a human being, you hiding something. Absolutely.
No, I get the hiding part. I'm just saying that, but
I'm saying, but people who have gone in public platforms and declared that they're Muslim and gay. Absolutely.
Okay, I think that I think if this is the question, I think it was, which was, have you ever seen any gay Muslims? No, I'm not. I've never seen the other side of the moon, but I'm sure it exists. I'm sure there are some gay Muslims, but here's where I haven't seen them: directing a choir in a mosque.
That's what I'm asking.
I've never seen one there. I've never seen them hold stations.
I hate you, black man.
I've never seen that.
It was a serious question, man.
Okay. Well, that's as serious as I can answer. Let's get right to it.
Not you, Jeff. Not you. I'm talking about black man, old giggling ass in the corner over there.
You know. Okay, let's put it where it go.
Fire in the mosque, man. I fell out, bro. That shit was
Come on now.
So that was my whole point, and I understand that they do exist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wait, but so I was trying to be serious about it. I got this goddamn BMU in the middle, in the corner pocket, laughing. But
I ain't never seen a dude in the Fruit of Islam on the tambourine.
So because what was asked was the differences between, right? That goes and it coincides with the title, you know, if Muslim men are the standard, what are Christian men? So that's my whole point, was that have you ever seen a leader of the Nation of Islam or a chapter in it that was like, well, this is my beautiful husband, a man saying that this is my beautiful husband, right? That's in the Fruit of Islam or the Nation of Islam. Have you ever seen that? So we can see the clear difference in Christianity, and we can see the clear difference. And I'm talking moderate, in the moderate times right now. You're not going to see it.
JT, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You said you've never seen a gay Muslim. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you something to think about. Have you ever seen anybody impersonating a police officer before?
Absolutely.
Okay. Why do you think people like to impersonate authority?
It could be for what they call clout today. It could be for, in a nutshell, is to get some type of gain.
Okay. There's a reason why people want to impersonate Christians. You know why, right?
Absolutely.
Because people want to be in authority.
Yeah.
Even the devil quotes scripture, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's a reason why. And here's the thing, what you don't see, sometimes you had to put two and two together for yourself. You may not always have somebody around to spoon feed you. But if you think about it, people love to impersonate authority. Think about it. That's the main reason why we had this whole, feminist revolution, because they said, I can do anything a man can do. They wanted to impersonate authority. Absolutely. But what people don't realize, authority comes with rules and responsibilities and consequences. You see what I'm saying? Everybody wants to have the ability to be in charge.
Yeah.
But I assure you, there are responsibilities and consequences for those who do not abide by those rules.
So that's
the reason why I asked you earlier, you said, have you ever seen a gay Muslim? Well, that's because most people don't want to impersonate somebody who's not in authority.
Now, hold that thought real quick. Hold just a second, because I got something. I got something here. Give me just a second. Let me play this because I want to bring balance. I didn't want to leave nobody out. Right, because we heard from the Muslims and shout out to Harley Initiated, man. They have some great people on their show.
Yeah, them brothers is doing their thing,
bro. Brothers are doing the damn thing. So shout out to them, man. Good to see two black brothers doing that damn thing, man. So here's another clip from them, and this is who they had on their show the next day after I got here.
I'm gonna say I hate you right now.
Like, man, I'm in the wrong body. I need to chop.
Now, I knew it. I knew you was gonna do it.
The guy at the bottom is Pastor Rogers. He is not gay, but the two men at the top are gay pastors, gay Christian pastors who lead churches. So let's listen to what they have.
Chop off my penis. That doesn't make it right.
Yeah, I want to challenge you to study my. That's all I want to do is just challenge you to study.
And let me offer that all of these there are so many passages that you referenced that I could easily have thrown out at you, because I could easily say, if you think that being gay is a sin, that is carnal minded, because you are opening up the Bible and reading it at face value. You are not studying it. You are not going to the Greek. You are not going to the Hebrew. You are not considering the context. You are twisting Jesus's words when he wasn't even talking about marriage and divorce. That is so natural thinking. That is so carnal. That is so surface level. I could easily throw out all of those accusations, but at the end of the day, they're meaningless, because I'm just taking these texts and using them in order to gin up some kind of confidence in the position that I'm putting forward, when those same texts can be used to try to justify pretty much any position. If you want to have a conversation about homosexuality, then let's actually look at them scriptures that actually seem to be addressing the issue of homosexuality. But to go to 1 Corinthians 2 and talk about the mind of Christ, anybody can say that the mind of Christ aligns with their particular interpretation. And that's where that whole idea of theological arrogance comes in, the idea that my interpretation is the right interpretation. And I asked you this question rhetorically earlier, but I almost want to ask you literally, do you believe right now things that you didn't believe 5 years ago? Were you reprobate then? Were you ungodly then? Were you not a Christian then? Were you destined for hell then? No. It's a part of your growth process. It's a part of your growth process. You learned and one of the challenges of learning is being able to consider the possibility that you're wrong. Now, unfortunately, when it comes to matters like homosexuality, the theology, the bad theology, the anti-gay theology is so dug into the fabric of the Western church that we no longer even think it's possible that we're wrong. And we don't think it to the extent that we call somebody who disagrees not on Jesus Christ and him crucified, not on was Jesus raised from the dead, not does his blood still work? No. Do you disagree about homosexuality? And on that topic, we'll assert that somebody is not born again. On that topic, we'll assert somebody is not. So the blood work. I thought it reaches to the lowest valley. The blood works except against homosexuality. Even if we were to agree that homosexuality is a sin, we cannot then assert the idea that it's a greater sin than the blood of Christ to save people.
Now let's pause that right there, black man.
Okay.
Word salad to the most. That nigga put damn raisins in his potato salad when he said.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. That was. Oh my God.
So those two, Marcus Rogers is the bald head guy. He is not gay. He came to rebuke them.
Okay.
And the other two guys were saying that nowhere in the Bible does it say that they cannot be married and be, because both of them are married to men.
Okay.
And they have large churches that accept it. So I want to bring balance. I want to bring
the guy that was the guy that was talking with all the salad in his mouth.
Yeah, he's yeah.
That was the gay guy.
Let me ask you a question.
Both of them are gay.
Yeah, sweet pickles at the top.
Black man,
both of them are gay. Both of them.
Get the fuck out.
Black man, let me
It
ask you
was
a
all
question.
the
Let me ask you a question. We just had election season, right?
Yeah.
All right. I want y'all to pay attention to something. Okay. I want you to close your eyes, remove gender, and what do you hear and what do you see?
Mm-hmm.
That is the exact same spirit that we're dealing with in the church that we just dealt with this election season.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's the exact same thing. You got some people over here saying that this anything goes, da 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 da, blah 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 blah, and the rest of the nation pushed back and said we're tired of that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? We wrestle not with flesh and blood. And I don't think we get that because we're distracted about what we see. Gentlemen, that is the exact same spirit that we just got through dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anything is cool, anything is copacetic. Even natural law agrees with God. You see what I'm saying? You can't be fruitful and multiply. You know what I'm saying? With two more trees.
Yeah, you can't be fruitful and multiply when you sucking out the fly.
Come on.
Come on now.
But my whole thing is I don't want to slow the conversation down. I just wanted to make sure that we pay attention.
No, you added something that was intricate.
Stuff like this.
You added something that was very intricate, my brother. So yes.
Yeah, no, you didn't derail. See, and that's why I want to bring balance, because you had the Muslim come up well dressed, speaking about authority, power, conquering, not settling, being men, teaching young boys at an early age how to defend themselves, put their life on the line for their families. And then the very next day, you had two gay pastors convincing everybody that the scripture says nothing about that they can't be married, and they're leading churches with their husbands.
Okay. I want to know what these two brothers did with the books Leviticus and Romans.
Man, listen to me.
Ignore them.
Because God isn't clear on what color car you ought to drive.
Right.
But he's crystal clear. If and this is my issue, if you are same sex and you got married in a building that was not a Pizza Hut, in front of a man that was not a plumber, who was holding a book that was not the Yellow Pages, then you are spitting in God's face. If you are going to high hurdle.
Are you high, Jeff?
Bruh, I'm either high or asleep. I would love to have these conversations with a gay man. Okay, this is why I say black man, Christian reader. You have to pick two. I don't know how you get to be all three. If I'm a black man and a Christian, it's a lot of reading I can't do. If I'm a black man and a reader, then I don't know how you get the Christian. And if I'm a Christian and a reader, bruh, you're going to turn in your black card. Have you read this shit? Have you really? I don't know most, and most Christians, unlike most Christians, I've read the Bible like a book twice. I got a few questions. I got some questions in there, and I don't know how you answer them as a straight black man. And I don't know how you say that as a gay man, you're leading a church with a straight face, unless, of course, you are willing to say that you are living in the book of Revelation. What people need to understand about the book of Revelation is that it is a call sheet for a play. What part are you playing in this? Who are you in this book at this time? Because when the Bible speaks of false prophets, it's not talking about you same-sex guys, huh? It's not.
No, evidently it's not. It's somebody else.
Apparently it's somebody else. So I don't, brother, because of its inception, because I know exactly where the black church comes from, and that its job basically is the same thing as black radio, which is to appease fat black church women, because that's the only thing that's holding the society together. Once fat black church women go, here's your God back, here's your hair back, give me my man back, all this shit's over. But
ain't nothing else to talk about.
To hold, exactly, brother. So it is this holding hostage, and this is the reason why there is no way in hell that I would send a young black man looking for direction to a black church, because he might go to one of those. And I don't care. Look, like I said, I don't care about the legitimate and how they get pissed off at what I got to say. I don't. I'm working on a special called Jeff Brown looking to get canceled. I'm not afraid of you at all. I got money white folks can't find, and they look it. I don't care. Okay, what you're doing is force feeding a subculture to the rest of us, and to some of us, it's just not okay. And you want us to make it okay with regard to having we want to get married so that we can have the same rights as regular heterosexual married people. No, you don't. No, you don't. You want to get married so you can say that it's okay with society the same way it is for heterosexual people. Because if you really wanted the rights of marriage, here's how you supersede the average married couple. You set up two living trusts that are separate from one another. You put your assets in each and make each other the executor of those assets. And you now have even more rights than the average married couple. And you can do that in an afternoon with an accountant and a few $100.
And this is the thing though, Jeff. They know that. They know that. They understand that.
You know what? You know what's funny, Jeff, is that people like to pick and choose the parts of the Bible they want to abide to. What if we took around and we said, you know what? We're going to take out the part that says thou shalt not steal. We're going to make stealing okay with Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Why they on TV talking about, oh, it's okay to be gay. And at the same time, somebody breaking in their house, stealing all their stuff.
And they say it's okay to
now your sin is worse than mine. You see what I'm saying? No, I come from the book of take what you want. You know what I'm saying? The book of grab it if you see it, claim it and remain it. You see what I'm saying?
5-figure discount.
Right?
You know what I mean? 5-figure discount. The Church of First Baptist 5-finger discount.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I play Mother May I with a shotgun.
Costa.
Right.
I don't know why they try to Jermaine Dupri the word, man. I think that they try to remix everything. I think that because the Bible clearly states that the word is the same yesterday, today, and forever. It's not going to change. And so for you to sit in front of 15,000 people, I think that's his number at his church. For you to sit in front of 15,000 people and convince the men that sucking dick is okay and licking hairy ass and holding balls under your nose.
Hey, man. Hey.
Can I just add one thing?
I mean, come on now. That's
LaFar being here.
What the fuck is really going on? I'm just trying to figure it out.
Can I add something real quick though?
It's a bit much.
Let me just add one thing real quick.
Please do our pay because we done went too goddamn far.
No, just going to the title of this thing. One of the things about my cousin was an FOI. And the reason why I was important, he was like the alpha cousin, the oldest one out of a whole bunch of us.
Yeah.
Educated and all that kind of stuff. And when he converted, and I was younger, we all kind of listened to what he was saying because everybody was just Christian. But just going back to the thing, the one thing about the fruit of Islam in general, I think they respect the natural order of things, especially over Christians, right? In the Christian church today, and when I say the natural order of things, if you're non-secular, no matter what your religion is, you put God first. Whatever you call him, you put God first. But they respect the fact that man is the apex. And if he's righteous, the rest of the stuff underneath him will be in order.
Will fall righteous. That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? And the Christians have lost that big time, especially the Western Christians. They've lost that big time. We don't have to get into all the particulars, and that's why a gay church is possible.
Ooh, come
So
on,
there was a time when the Episcopalians and everybody else fought the gay shit as much as everybody else. That's in our lifetime. I remember when they fell to the commercialism of all that stuff. So, you know, it's real simple to me because it has a parallel in the secular world. It's not just non-secular. It has a parallel. And when the church fell that way, it was easy for the secular world to fall that way too, because now there's no governors at all. Nobody to remind them about the natural order. That's why the Western world is all fucked up. And in America, it's exasperated because everybody looks towards us. And our women talk all this bullshit. And I'm going to just say this about women. It's not about the women, but they're the loudest in the whole world. And the way they behave after this election just proves that the country did the right thing, not putting Kamala Harris in the top.
Amen.
You know, it's all out of order. It's just out of order. It's all out of order.
I'm gonna tag in after that because I've been gone for a minute, and I've been burning with desire to say this. You know, about this election situation. I watched a whole lot of sisters get up and chastise those guys, the 20% who did not vote for Kamala. Let me show you how messed up that is. Instead of them chastising the men who voted against Kamala, they never acknowledged the men who did vote for her.
Mm-hmm.
That's out of order, man. You don't see, that's the main reason why you can't do business with certain people. You know, you're supposed to thank your customers. You don't go out and cuss at the rest of the world because they didn't walk through your doors. Yep. You see what I'm saying? Because they didn't break bread with you. That's not how you focus on your own business. You worry about the people that come through your door. And when those women got up and they not only did they chastise the 20%, they did not even thank the 80% who sit up there and went along with them. To me, that is crazy. That is crazy. And like I told you earlier, we're dealing with a spirit, an ungrateful spirit. And you can think about it, this happened way before this election because we always talk about the 80-20 rule. You know, 80% of the women always want 20% of the men. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to control that 20%. You got access to 80% of the men. But it's that perceived 20% that's an authority is what you want. You see what I'm saying? So when the election played out the way it played out, it was of no surprise to me.
Yeah. You know what's amazing to me? That you know who fooled them once and fooled them twice? And I love it. When the feminist movement came, the white women said, "March with us, nigga women." They said, "Yes, we got your back." And then the white women went back home and raised their kids and took care of their husbands and let the
Come on, baby. Come on, brother. Come on,
Did you see who voted?
The same thing with the election.
Yeah, come on.
Look at those DNC rallies. Full of white women crying, tears in their eyes because they saw Beyonce, because they saw Cardi B, because they saw Megan Thee Stallion, because they saw them effeminate ass men, Tyler Perry up there looking like a gay man from Amsterdam. They had all these people up there. And then they came for the stars. They came for the celebrities. And when the time came to vote, this was
that was wild.
That's it. I'm telling you, no white women showed up to the polls and said, we're going to vote for the poll.
Yeah.
We don't want no vagina in office. That's what I'm
Well,
telling you. No white
you
women.
know what I also understand in reference to the modern Christian language? It teaches about the lack of accountability.
Yeah.
It teaches a lot of that because under the Muslim ideology, you have to have some type of self-accountability. And this modern word in preaching teaches the lack of accountability because, to be honest, from my point of view, most poor Black people are Christian. They participate in the most devious behaviors. They can praise God and cuss your mom out at the same time in the same sentence. They can make excuses for why they are not giving their best foot forward. You know, and it's sad because they do it for most of their lives. And it's always somebody else's fault why they don't succeed, when really, you know, one thing I can say about, you know, the Muslim religion, it gives you a sense of self-direction, you know, and I think a lot of people miss that, especially young men. And this is the type of outcomes we're going to get, you know. I think going forward, it gives a opportunity for brothers to really get ahead of this process, because we see with the lack of accountability of the last election, everybody ran. You know, it's like they didn't get what they want, so now they tuck their tail and they ran, and they just spilling dumb shit now. And it's like, has no merit, has no building process. It's just like, we don't want to be better. We want to be right here. We want our kids to be right here and our grandkids, everybody just be, you know what I'm saying? But I think the people that get it, especially going forward, have a great opportunity in this modern era going forward. I think, especially for young brothers, like Virgil said, they've been down so long and now they finding a voice. I think it's a great opportunity to go the next 10, 20 years and just build for yourself. If anything, build for yourself. And if you're doing things righteously, your time will come and you can be able to live out the rest of your life. Just having all the fun that you saw on TV. You can have a bucket list of shit and not just have you know what I'm saying? I just see it different because I work with a lot of these people and I seen how some just accept it and push it on the younger people and tell everybody ain't shit and something about, and they swear to God they Christian and they read the Bible and they do all this stuff, but the behavior is what I think is going to tell the tale of the future, especially for brothers. I think brothers are going to move different. It's going to be a great opportunity. I see it. You know,
I just think
one more thing before we go on this. One more thing. I did the numbers right here on BMU's network. Even if 100% of us, men and women, voted for the Democrats, Trump still would have won.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's the thing. It doesn't matter our pain, because a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. You can point to the numbers all you want to. All they're going to say is we had one that didn't vote our way, and it's all his fault. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't saying that to your point. I'm just saying that
I understand.
That means something. No, you're right, but that also means something to the warning to the people who want to stay on the plantation, that your stuff is no longer making the difference from winning and losing. Now you're just a buffer. What does that really mean? You know, and a lot of people don't see it, because the next election, I think, is going to even be worse. The way you're not even a buffer anymore.
And you know, the funny thing about it is, go ahead, Jeff.
I don't think we're going to have another one of those.
There you go,
like you think? I don't think we're going to have one of those. I don't think this level of dysfunction can last another 4 years. Number two, I think you get in trouble with Black Christians when you take them more serious than a bowling team. A bowling team shows up weekly. They wear the same colors. They engage in the same activities. They have competition and fellowship with one another. And they go home. They go home gay. They go home alcoholics. They go home murderers. They go home rapists. And if you allow, I don't know whose raggedy ass house that is in the background. Damn, BMU, what is going? Who? Somebody need to clean up.
Who? Where?
I'm looking at a back.
That's flipping tables. All them tables flipped over in the middle of the
Oh,
floor.
is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, shit. Somebody got some shit.
I had a picture. This is the house that Jesus stayed in when he saw those two gay preachers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So this is aftermath of what he did.
Well, yeah. Well, one, you don't take them that once you can look at them like a social club, you don't have to tie them to the tenets that they don't tie themselves. Number two, you know the biggest difference between Black Christians and Marvel Comics fans. Marvel Comics fans don't deny the existence of Stan Lee.
Wow.
These people, the black Christians, will go to church and praise God and will don't have any idea where the crucifix came from. Act like they don't know shit about the Council of Nicaea. Act like they don't either they act like or they're ignorant to the fact that the 10 Commandments come from the 48 Confessions. It's not supposed to be thou shalt not. It is I have not. I have not sinned. I have not committed adultery. I have not. All of that all of their shit is taken from somewhere else. They act like they don't see it because it's comfortable, because it's convenient.
Uncle Jeff.
Sure.
I'm gonna whisper something to you, okay? They also don't know that King James, up until 1960s version of the King James Bible, he took out everything dealing with homosexuality because he was homosexual.
How about that? Sleeping with his mama when he wasn't sleeping with his kids.
Yeah, and then had his mother killed, had her beheaded.
And had his mother dead. Come on, bro.
Had her beheaded. Him and his auntie, wasn't it?
Come on now.
They don't hear nothing about that. That's the way that the picture of and again, gentlemen, I invite you to watch something called Zeitgeist. It's a movie called Zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist, yeah.
Okay, breaks down exactly where the story of Jesus comes from. Black Christians don't want to deal with the fact that the story of Jesus is told 12 times in history, thousands of years before theirs, from different other nations from all over the world, because the story of Jesus is entirely astrological. That no man came here, healed the sick, raised the dead. That's allegorical, all of it. But they need it to be something else. Have you noticed that everybody's quiet about the rapture right now? Because they don't believe that shit either. Have you noticed how Black Christians act a goddamn fool at funerals? Do you know why? Because they don't truly believe that to be absent from the body is to be present
with God. Come on.
You couldn't possibly believe that. And
if
be
you acting a goddamn fool.
acting a damn fool over this earth suit that we're about to bury.
Yep.
Do you believe it? Because if you do, you're going to have to explain to me how grieving is not selfish.
Wait, Jeff. Hold on. Because a lot of people need to really hear that right there, man. Because guess what we do? We lose each other all the time, right? You got people that sit back when they lose somebody. I can't make it. I ain't gonna be able to make it. Life ain't it ain't the same. Wait, but you were the one that was talking about God and strength and being. See, what a lot of people don't do is they don't believe. I had a moment in my life, bro, where I was like, because I heard somebody, you know how we cling on some shit to resonate with us, right? And I heard somebody sit back and say, if you just go off of faith, right, you're a fool.
If you do what?
Go off of faith. You're a fool, right? And I took hold to that. I took hold of that and I took it literal without looking at the whole thing that goes around, right? At the end of the day, we all are based off of faith. If not, guess what we end up doing? Ending our own life. See, when somebody ends their own life, they have no idea of what faith is. It takes strength. It takes courage to seek something that was greater than yourself. And we don't believe it. The majority of us don't believe that there is something greater than us. When we go through things in life, we will sit back and say, this is the end of my life. You lose money. It could be a great deal of money too that you lose. You think that's the end of life. You lose a loved one. That's the end of life for me. They don't know that it gotta be faith that you have to be able to deal with. Because if you don't have faith, you're gonna be searching for things that's right there in front of you. How many people have y'all ever heard say, I found God? How you gonna find something that was already there? You just discovered God? You just discovered this whole... No. It's already there. What it is that we have a problem with is that we don't think that we are vessels to one another. This is why we in a space right now, y'all, where we're living in individuality. We've lost the connectivity to one another. We've lost it. This is why we can sit back and talk about race, fat, skinny, black, white, because we keep compartmentalizing things instead of saying that no, we're all connected. The reason to being, and I'm gonna end it with this right here, y'all. When you start to understand that I will die, it gets a little real for you. I don't believe that the majority of people believe that they will die. That's why they are acting the way that they're acting. They don't give a fuck about kids. They don't give a fuck about their neighbor. They don't give a fuck about nothing.
Wow.
And ultimately, they don't give a fuck about themselves because they don't believe that we are connected. And they damn sure don't believe that there's something that's greater than them. I end it there.
Now, I want to add something what Jeff said. Jeff, also remember, George Villiers, the first Duke of Buckingham, was King James' lover. And to this day, they're both buried beside each other in front of Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, if you go there, you will see that their grave it's not just them, but they're right next to each other.
Jesus.
You know what? Let me tell y'all something, man. If you get out in this world, man, and you go see certain things, you'll start to see some of the most sobering things you ever seen in your life.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching this guy, man, that was on TikTok, and he's in China. He goes around, he talks about Chinese culture, whatever, and it was like, well, China, they were saying that it's a mistake that a lot of people think that you can't practice the religion you want to practice in China. So I was okay. So he walked into this church. It was an empty church. It was like, I don't know, it was a really, really old church. It was a historical church. It was a Christian church. And I thought about it. I said, that's boss. You know, and he said, you know what? He said, let me explain something to y'all. He said, I'm going to take you outside. He said, in China, you can practice whatever religion you want. But outside of every temple, mosque, and church, there's a Chinese CCP flag right there in front of the church, letting you know that nothing is above the Chinese community. Chinese community.
Now that you're done with your little shout,
you had your shout. You know, you done did your bucking. You know what I'm saying? You done slid the pastor his money. You know what I'm saying? You done gave a little something to the tithes and the offerings.
Right.
But you know what?
I
want you to remind you when you walk out them doors, this is China, baby. You know
Even
what I'm
after,
saying?
whoa. Even after this,
Tryna pour out all night, DJ play another song. Tryna pour out all night, DJ play another song. Tryna pour out all night, DJ play another song. Tryna pour out all night, DJ play another song. Tryna pour out all night, DJ play another song. Tryna pour out all night, DJ play another song. Tryna pour out all night, DJ play another song. Tryna pour out all night, DJ play another song.
It's Slapper, baby. I'm in this bitch with AJ. In the club, jumping up and down like it's payday. Party all night, shout out to my nigga, baby. Yeah, that's my DJ. That's my DJ. Nigga, I've been rolling like a Mack truck. Bam, 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 throw me back one. Don't step on my shoes, nigga, back up. But you fuck around and get your bitch snatched up. Yeah, they done let me in, they done let me through, yeah. Nigga, it's whatever you wanna do, yeah. Out of my head, chicken all night long. DJ.
Okay, well, again, I repeat.
Look at God.
I repeat, that chair stank. Now, that chair funky as hell, bro.
Yeah, but it didn't make it go.
That chair stank. Why the cat jump in that chair every time she go to the refrigerator? Yeah, that faint smell of ass wind. It's a faint. It's faint.
Uncle Dale, what are your thoughts about the pastor, man? He can't.
Well, number one, we got to stop villainizing dads in the praise of our gods.
Yeah.
Dance in the praise of our gods is natural.
So both of those videos?
What do you mean?
The two I just played, those we accept both of those?
No, I accept them. I accept them as in the folly.
Take your time, Joe. Take your time.
I accept them in the folly that is the logic of my people. My people will pretzel logic some shit into doing whatever they want.
Hold on, but Jeff, to be fair, because I like to be balanced. I always give a balance.
Yes, sir.
Call me Bucky, niggas lucky that I'm innocent. If I didn't have no morals, I'd be menacing. How a nigga rapping conscious but he ignorant? How he from the hood but still gon' go legitimate? How he fuck a bunch of bitches but they still respect the women? He still rolling this another, he just got the windows tinted. Homie stab me in the back and that can never be forgiven. In my prime, been.
Okay,
Hey,
I need you.
forgive BMU. It's almost 12 o'clock. Forgive him.
Okay, well, first off, BMU, as long as we are clear that literally that leopard front ass is full of undigested shit. That's what that is. That is undigested shit. If you left her on an island like Tom Hanks in Castaway, and she had to either hunt her food and eat only fish, the fish she can catch, and coconuts, she wouldn't look like that in a year. And somewhere on that island would be a pile of shit. That's shit on the front of her. That's all that's nasty as, bruh. As a matter of fact, it's disrespectful being muted to put that shit up there without letting me know. Okay?
It's almost
Now,
12. It's almost the winter now.
And the other disrespectful thing is that she's wearing a leopard outfit and she's bigger than a fucking leopard. I've never seen a leopard shaped that way. She should wear something gray with a tusk on it. Something more size appropriate, a rhino outfit, a hippopotamus outfit, a elephant outfit, a manatee outfit. You're gonna wear a leopard outfit. Leopards are fast.
Right, that motherfucker. That was not a leopard. That was like an ostrich.
She looked like a leopard. She looked like a leopard that just ate a baby cat.
Oh my God! Oh,
that shit is disgusting.
So that dance is okay, and then you also have, women who
Oh, here we
stand and
go.
usher in the church. So you can do this, stuff like that.
No,
Why are you doing this, man?
Why are you?
If,
I don't know where we're
if
going
you
with
shave
this.
it, it'll be okay.
No order in the court. Order in the damn court, man.
So Jeff, what are your thoughts? Go ahead. I don't want to stop you from talking. I just want to ask
Hey
you about
man,
Just wax that shit. It'll
monkeys
be all right.
throwing shit, bro. I don't try to legitimize any of the harebrained shit my people do. They get up in the morning. That's like this preacher is a reverend and that one is a bishop. How did that work? You just get up one morning, putting your towel on, talking about fuck that, they finna call me bishop today. Where did you where do you niggas come up with your rules for this shit?
Oh my God.
You do understand that the only reason that there is a black church is because the white people wouldn't let you worship God with them, right?
Yeah.
You get that? Yeah. You do. Is anybody familiar with what Ephesians 6:5 says? It says, slaves, obey your masters as you would Christ. That's your book. That's your book. Brother, I don't make, again, as long as you don't take, I speak from the Bible the same way I can teach from the Marvel universe. There are stories in there, but there's not one story in that book that is more real than my personal relationship with the Creator. Not one. I can share stories with you that are far more relevant than the ones you could find in the Bible because they involve your time. Because I'm not putting them together in order to control you and get gators and jet fuel. This is what, when I fire it back up, which I'm thinking is going to be, I'm going to gear up for the new year, is the first church of holy shit. Somebody fucked up and told me God was everywhere, so I pray from right here. Saves me 10% and I never miss a game. I don't, this thinking, this having your good hijacked by a book that was given to you before. Remember, the people who first gave you the Bible didn't think you had a soul. So these are all uncomfortable conversations that nobody wants to have because Black people still suffer from the fact that they hear when they hear Old English, they think it is the voice of God when really it's just the language of your oppressor.
Yeah.
These same people that are fighting against DEI being taken out of school. They're fighting against. I am so happy that Black stories are being stripped from public schools because there should be no Black children in public schools. Who lets your oppressor teach your children but a slave? Who does that? This is the awakening of our people. And it's the older ones of us, cats my age and older, they're going to just have to fucking die. That's the one thing I agree with Oprah when she was talking about racism. It's just going to have to die. You people who are still using the Bible like a menu, welcome to Jesus world, can I help you? Yeah, let me get a order of speaking in tongues and a side of casting out demons. Yeah, well, what about not committing adultery? No, keep that because I'm going to San Diego. I want to do some fucking this weekend. That is exactly how most Black people use the Bible. They have their 13 or so scriptures. I call them regurgitators. They have their 13 or so scriptures that they like to throw at you in order to. The Bible isn't for you to correct me. It's for you to correct you. But you want to use it. Those 13 scriptures are so that you've heard about, that you think you know. You want to use those in order. No, he's looking at his phone. And you know he old. So the font is so big. If you go back, you can see the reflection on his glasses. The letters about that big.
Right.
Leave the old man alone, goddamn.
Come on, man. Leave the old man alone.
We had to do something.
Yeah, man. I don't.
He looked like he was texting his side chick. He was Martha. I'm on my
What
way.
you doing? What you doing?
I was setting up my California trip, man.
You still got the moxtails? Take the moxtails out the freezer.
If you got that chicken noodle soup,
that soup, I like them chicken and dumplings. Okay, if you don't get them chicken and dumplings out, I'm gonna eat your grandbaby's Lunchables. You know I don't play.
And turn that goddamn heat down.
Oh my god, no shit.
You know, I'll say this because we get to the end of the show, man. We can say a few things crazy. One of the things about my grandmother, I love going to her house in the country, but they used to have that fucking house like a furnace, bro.
Oh
like,
my god!
Cold outside, but goddamn, you go in and you be like, shit. It feel like you was in the Congo. It was like a bitch in there.
It's cold outside. It's burning up in here.
You better not touch that thermostat.
Well, you lay on the floor to get some sleep, you get 30-degree burns. It was hot in that bitch.
All you gotta do is they tell you all you gotta do is be quiet. You get cool.
Yep.
Just be quiet. You be cool.
Damn. Well,
Y'all must not never been cold before. You know what I'm saying?
It's burning up in the house.
It's like to be cold. We're gonna say that.
I remember my granddaddy saying, damn, I ain't getting no twigs from outside, but I ain't going back out there that cold. I remember him pouring kerosene on the goddamn fireplace and lighting it. Shit, we better die.
Yeah, man. Keep your blood flowing, man, when you get older, man. Old folk understood. They freezing, they slow the blood flow.
Just screw.
My grandmama's 92 years old. My grandma 92 years old right now. She got an AC unit she probably ain't never turned on.
Yeah.
And the wintertime come, that fucking heater be on 90, bro. I'll be like, girl, I don't see how you be up in here. This is crazy.
Oh yeah, they like it nice and warm.
But here's the one thing y'all never saw though. I didn't see growing up. I didn't see old people sweat.
No,
I didn't see them sweat.
No, I seen the fat ones do.
Yeah, but that's a different. I ain't see, the big. Yeah, they have a little sweat, but you ain't see all that back fat sweat. You ain't see. I ain't see old people sweat. They understood, and they wear a jacket in 85 degrees and everything 85.
Yeah.
That's what old people wasn't as fat as we was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they wasn't as fat as us, man. Yeah, we kind of big, y'all. Kind of big.
Well, gentlemen,
you know what it is. You know what it is. All the goddamn GMOs and goddamn, I mean, you hungry? You can go to McDonald's and get a 10-piece nugget for $7, and a salad costs $17.
Mm-hmm.
Because man, I went to what the place called? Salido or whatever the fuck the place called. I said, yeah. She said, you want a salad? I said, yeah. Can I get that? Can I get that on the salad? Can I get that? Can I get this? I got to the counter. She said $18.75. I said, man, I only ordered one.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for one. She said, no, that's how much it is. God damn, for a
salad. Brother,
you shouldn't have put them. You shouldn't have put the onions on there.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna dismount. And I did enjoy hanging out with y'all.
Absolutely, my brother.
But your problem is the this and the that you were putting on the salad. If you'd have left there, and what do they have where you near Kroger? Do they have Kroger where you at?
Yeah.
If you'd have bought $17 worth of vegetables, you could have made 7 salads.
You're right. You sure right. You're right.
So it's about how there's BMU, fellas. There's going to be nothing convenient about doing right.
You better say it again.
Right.
Okay. I
like that.
We have got to do away with the dirty 4-letter word easy.
Yeah.
I love saying the Underground Railroad was not sponsored by Nike or Soul Train.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to, if you gonna, and it's a bitch, bro. It's I'm dealing with it right now with me and my wife, where we like, look, we ain't trying to go out like them old people that look like the bag that the young people came in. You got to get your body right. And one of the ways that I'm doing, and I encourage y'all, is nothing but salad after 7. After 7, you can have the biggest salad you want, but you can't have no meat in it, no dairy in it, no sugar, none of the bullshit in it. Get yourself a good, get you some olive oil and some vinegar. Make your own salad dressing. If you get some olive oil, some vinegar, some mustard, and blue agave, and mix that together, brother, what? It's delicious. Put that over your salad. Okay. I ain't gonna lie. One of my weaknesses is croutons. Croutons is an excuse to eat salad for me. I love croutons, but I'm not gonna pretend that this society is gonna make it easy for me to do right in any way. It ain't easy to drive your cars like I drive my cars. My cars, bruh, I will not use anything other than the best gas from the best gas station, 76, Mobil, Shell. I don't use you. If you use an Arco gas, I'm gonna put this on you. I'm gonna balance. There are two ways to refine gas: from naphtha, which is the clean way, from tar, that's the dirty, cheap way. Arco is made from tar. That tar, when it settles, it's little bitty rocks of tar that settle in the bottom of your gas tank. Where do most poor people ride their cars around? On E. Sucking all that garbage through your motor. This is why the only thing you want out of Arco is napkins, straws, and directions if your GPS ain't working. Don't take shit else out of Arco. Don't. Go to good gas stations. Don't buy 87. Buy the highest. Buy the gas that costs the most.
93.
Bro, I wish we could get. We can only get 92 out here for some reason. But 93. Buy the 93.
Yeah, I put 93 in all my shit. My bike.
Do it, bro.
Everything.
And I tell you what, if somebody ever tear your motor apart, they'll be able to tell.
Yep.
They'll be able to tell and give a shit with nobody. Oh, it's the same thing. No, it's not. No, it's not. But with that said, brothers, again, love the show, love being a part of it. Hit me again, BMU, about everything we getting down with. I hope y'all got my notes. I'm sorry I didn't get you the materials, and I'm gonna get you that when I get off the phone. Okay. When I get off this call, get it out, Jeff, off this podcast. But you hitting the nail on the head, gentlemen, where goddamn grown ass men get together and talk about goddamn grown ass shit, and men who ain't scared to say they love God but will cuss you the fuck out. I love it in here. So
absolutely,
appreciate you, Jeff.
Y'all be good. Appreciate all y'all, man. Y'all take care.
All right, Jeff.
I appreciate everybody for coming tonight, man. Thank you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to hit your boy up for his birthday. The cash out rolling at the bottom of the screen. Listen, man, thank you guys, man. And for now, going into the new year, man, look, we're gonna have content.
Wait, black man, hold on.
Black men for black men. You know what I mean?
You're not about to skip past that shit, man. Today is your
Thursday is my birthday.
Thursday.
It'll be my birthday in about 30
Thanksgiving?
minutes.
My birthday is on Thanksgiving fucking day. You know
Translation, your shit is on.
My birthday be in a few minutes.
Man,
oh my nigga,
my brother.
Lost in Translation turning
both
40,
of y'all.
43.
No, Lost in Translation is turning 63, and Black Man is turning 50.
Baby mamas, the balloons are popping like a month. It'd be like one.
And you know why y'all been out playing? I've been right up. So JT, I got something for you.
Come on back. Give me a little touch-up. It's a little touch-up for you.
Man, I love my brothers, man. Hey, man, happy birthday to both of y'all, man.
I appreciate you, brother, man. And thank y'all again, man, for being here tonight, man. Like I said again, moving forward, man, Black Men Unfiltered Network. Man, it's going to be content created by black men for black men, and we're going to be moving forward and having a conversation. So I'm glad everybody came out. Thank God for our moderators in the chat, man. For Catelia, thank you so much, sweetheart. I just
cute self.
there, but I did see who else in there tonight.
Milani, you don't want to leave her.
Milani,
Milani, yeah.
With that new
boy,
girl, you better watch out.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, take you shopping, girl. You
I didn't about to see her. Look at that picture. She changed that picture.
Yeah, we're going shopping.
Yeah, niggas just throwing their debit cards. Just
You know what I'm saying? Amex.
Yeah. Swipe.
Hit it.
You start working with y'all to get another one.
Indeed.
Yeah, man.
I want to say shout out to Catelia. She just had a birthday a few days ago as well. So shout out to her. Happy belated birthday. Yeah, she had a birthday as well. So thank
All
you so
right.
much.
Happy birthday, sweetie pie. Yeah.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
All right, man. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you guys, man, again. And we're gonna rock out before we get out. Here we go. Guys, another one in the books, another great episode on the Black Man Unfiltered Network. Listen, we're doing the thing over here. So guys, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, which helps the channel, hit your boy Cash App. It's scrolling right here, right there at the bottom of the screen, and support the channel. But we're happy that you're here, and we look forward to seeing you on every episode. So hit the notification button so you know when we go live. Thank you again, guys, for watching. We out.